Yeah. Yeah, start whenever.
You're not gonna say anything? Okay.
For what?
I don't know, in response to my meowing the Evangelion opening?
We just established they don't know Evangelion.
Wahoo, wahoo, wah, 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 wahoo.
Saying it like Mario isn't gonna change anything.
You can be Mario all you want. You know what? I just realized I do not have this scene set up. Oh well, I'll set it up. We'll do it live. F it, we'll do it live. Be civil, not start discussing already. We're not talking about Sonic. Oh hell yeah.
I'll discuss
Posted
whatever I want.
Relevant meme. Dom, you want to share your meme with the rest of the class?
Sure. That is the inspect element button. It's not the paste button. You're right, that is semi-thematic. I just thought it was funny.
I just thought it was funny. I didn't know it was relevant. What outfit was I wearing in the thumbnail? No sword.
He's swordless.
Swordless.
It's absolute swordless behavior.
I'm quite proud of that thumbnail. Me on the Shadow side and you on the Sonic side. Works.
Yeah.
We are basically Sonic.
Steaming.
We are basically Sonic and Shadow if you think about it.
Is it? Is that true?
Is that true? How fast can you run?
Not very.
No, it's fine. You got dash panels. You'll be fine.
You're a dash panel. I think realistically, a dash panel would just make me fall back on my head.
That one flash animation from like 2002. Sonic taking a dash panel and him just getting like shredded into the ground.
Sure. Right. Was that one of the Sonic shorts?
I'm looking it up now.
The Chaos Swiss roll. My favorite one of those.
Yep, it was the first clip of the first episode.
That's hilarious.
And it was him slipping, like him putting his foot down and then like falling backwards and then having his body like get shot forward, having a splash. Oh, internet. You used to be cool. Actually, I think they're still making Sonic shorts.
Yeah, I think they announced like a new one's coming soon.
Oh, I'm a liar. I would like one kiss, please. I'm joking, you fucking idiot. I would like 2 kisses, please. I like how they say, I'm joking, you fucking idiot, and then continue to say, please. I think I might, I don't know, I might cut this intro section out. I do that sometimes for podcasts. I do that sometimes, I mean, I did it once.
Actually, funny thing about that Sonic shorts, the guy who made the Chaos Swiss roll, I think just made like an hour-long Shadow the Hedgehog video. The video game, I should preface.
Oh, you're talking about Shadow 05?
Yes.
I lost that.
Shadow 5.
I'm literally looking at it. You know what I forgot until recently is that people, like when Sonic 06 was new, people didn't call it Sonic 06, they called it Sonic Next Gen.
That's true.
Because Chugga Conroy uploaded a short of like one of his old videos. And in there he called it Sonic 06 Sonic Next Gen, and I'm like, I forgot that. I guess that makes sense.
People
It's like
do that.
it's the next generation Sonic game, so that's what they called it before its release. And then afterwards,
Yeah, well, it's not very next gen anymore.
Yeah,
so
now it's
I
just
guess
the
that's
Sonic
why.
game that came out in 2006.
The bad one.
The bad one. I'm gonna mute. I forgot that I could mute system sounds. So I should so I should probably do that during stream. I was like, it's really annoying because I have like half my shorts end with bling. My clips. What was that meme? I just showed you the meme.
Yeah, you know that one.
I saw the word kiss. Oh, did you not have time to read it?
Yeah, like the band. I think you could just change it so certain system sounds just don't play. Because I messed with that at some point. If you asked me how to do it now, I couldn't tell you because that was roughly 2 years ago.
I was eating a Cheeto. Fair enough.
A singular Cheeto.
Were you eating a Cheeto with chopsticks? Because that's the only right way to eat Cheetos. Hot take of the century. I don't like Cheeto dust on my fingers.
That's fair. Is that a hot take?
I don't know. Oh yeah, I should have tweeted.
I guess it could be because people are weird about that.
I know Dorito has the technology to not do that, and they specifically don't.
They do it anyway, yeah.
They do it anyway. They like to see us suffer. Okay, I'm setting up the stream and not looking at big titty anime girls on Twitter.com. Chopstick with Cheetos, so you don't get the Cheeto dust all over your fingers, and you can still eat Cheetos.
Why am I on top chat?
That's a question between you and I don't know who else.
There's weird.
You and
try that again.
the god of chaos. Chaos? Wait, no. The god of chaos, destruction. The famous Sonic character.
Chaos the god. Wait.
It's just dust? Oh no, this is how. We're gonna start the stream.
Wait, what do you mean?
We are talking chaos, the god of destruction.
Right.
And I said it wrong for comedic effect.
It's essentially, well, not like actually dust. It's just, you know, powder.
Starting the stream. We're not arguing about no Alvin and the Chipmunks. We're not
This
talking.
isn't an argument.
Okay. Are you? Is New Year's music acceptable?
Sure.
I mean, Christmas music is acceptable.
Is it?
There's like one Christmas scene in Sonic 3.
That's true.
I could just play the Westopolis remix from Shadow Gens on loop in the background.
Maybe.
That might get annoying.
Just search up Sonic music and find the first one that shows up on YouTube. I actually did that and I forgot the stream was open, so I just lost the chat for a second.
No! Or like a 10-hour loop. I can find like a 10-hour loop.
Of what?
The Tokyo Act 1 song.
Oh, I don't know if people do 10-hour loops anymore. I was just...
There's a 30-minute loop.
I was just saying like a Sonic music compilation.
That'd be too loud. Doing it live. Alvin is a chipmunk.
True.
We're starting the stream now.
Go for it.
I don't even know if I'm on this layout. I'm about to find out. Good Hold on. Wait. Okay, good sunny day, everyone. It's me, your friendly intergalactic sun prince of the sun, Enyo Solaris To Moshimas. You can also call me Soul.
I don't exist, I guess.
You don't exist. With me, I have, joined today, I have the voices in my head. We're talking about Sonic. That's way too loud. Why is this start off so dramatically? Oh yeah, because there's like a little cutscene at the beginning.
Yeah.
I guess I didn't need a 30-minute loop of this song. We're talking about... Hold on. I forgot that Dom existed. Or specifically, I forgot that Dom existed. Okay, here we go. Here he is. He's a little tiny.
I'm the little guy on your shoulder.
He's a little guy.
That is pretty funny.
You know what I could theoretically do? Okay, that would take too much time to set up. VTube Studio's newest update allows you to put objects like objects in between layers, and you can also add a web source as an object. So I could add your like face cam as a object and then tuck it in my shirt.
Oh, that's funny.
But that would take way too much time. But next time, remind me.
I will totally forget.
I promise nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
Make you a little bit bigger here.
This seems excessive.
This seems a little excessive.
Ba, ba, ba. Also, hello, Sundry. Hello, Toast. I don't think I said that at the start at all. Oh my god. You can see my pixels. What is happening?
Okay. That's terrifying. Okay, so today we're talking about Sonic X Shadow Tokyo Mission. What it's called in Japan, even though they spend like 3 minutes of the movie in Tokyo.
Is that actually what they call it?
Yes.
That's cool.
Or I might be crazy. Sonic Tokyo Mission Episode 0. Oh wait, that's a manga.
Oh.
Hold on one second. We gotta look it up. We're already looking crap up. I'm pretty sure that's what the movie is also called too. Meow, 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 meow. In Japan, the film was released on the 27th of December, 2024, with the original name Sonic X Shadow Tokyo Mission, or Sonic X Shadow Tokyo Mission.
Huh. Interesting.
Shrimp the string, don't you do that? Upscale Dom's PNG. Nice background you got. Yeah, thanks. Dom. It's my friend. He's the background.
Hello.
Okay.
I'm the superimposed box on your screen this morning.
Hold on.
Morning? Evening.
1 second. Okay. You were a little fat for a second. You were a little fat for a second. Don't worry about it.
No. I've been widened.
I've been widened. I'm too big, and you can't see the moon. This is the spoiler-free. This is the spoiler-free section, by the way. So no spoilers until we get to the spoiler section.
Shadows in it. Sorry.
And by spoilers, I mean things that were spoiler-free. I mean things we will talk about. Only things from the trailer. Just got a little wide. Yeah, don't worry about that. He gets wide sometimes. It happens.
Me when I widen.
Hello, the top of the screen. Okay. Wow, Japanese movies, Sonic and Japanese Shadow are gay.
I don't think that's exclusive to JP.
Yeah, we also got Sonic
X looks at Knuckles and Frontiers.
We also got Sonic X Shadow Generations.
It's true.
So maybe that's why they called the movie that, to have more of a cross promotion.
Yeah. What is happening?
Why am I getting like my chat messages like way delayed?
I don't know.
Dude, you can't delete that.
You can't delete being right. Well, I don't know. I'm more of a Sonic Knuckles truther.
Also, hello Sundry, and hello Suntoast. How's it going? Please let me know when and if this song gets annoying, or if it's too loud, or if it's even audible at all, or if we're all just stuck in a dream. Because I think that might be one of those might be the possible, blah, 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 blah. Blah 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 blah.
What's Star Fox impression?
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, wait, what is that from? That was like a repressed memory. I'm fixing my message. Okay. You said Japanese movie Sonic and movie Japanese Shadow. Anyway, spoiler-free thoughts. I liked it.
Really good.
I saw it twice, and I think Dom...
I didn't go that crazy, no.
Because I watched it once when it first came out, like 2 weeks ago. Yeah, like 2 weeks ago, and then I watched it again yesterday. I haven't watched it. Well, sucks to be you.
Either get spoiled, doofus, or don't.
Or go watch the movie. I think it is out. I think we delayed that's why we waited to do the stream, until, like, later. Because it came out on the 20th in, like, North America, and then it did not come out, like, internationally until, like, months later.
Months later?
Okay, not months later. It came out on the 20th in US, Canada, and NO, whatever the fudge that means. Probably just North America. The 21st of December in the UK. The 25th in Asia. No, wait. No, was it the 27th in Asia? Okay, it's still not out in all parts of the world. It's still not out in Okay, whatever. We're moving on. We're moving on. Anyway, to put it very mildly, it's peak. I love it. It's peak. It's the best fucking movie. Holy shoot! It's so fucking. I'm like, listen, I didn't like hate the first two movies. I thought one was and two was like pretty good, but like three is like the best one by far. I'm not crazy, right? It's like it's peak. It's peak fiction. It's what other buzzwords can I use?
That was a
artistry
Sonic movie.
It was artistry. It was artistry.
Also, Google is telling me NO is Norway.
Norway? That's not real. I know. I'm not believing another
Norway
one of your
doesn't
lies.
exist. Norway does not exist. I just typed Norway country or NO country abbreviation. I got Norway.
Don't believe everything you read on the internet.
I'm just saying what I see.
First, they'll be telling you that Norway's a real place. Then they'll be telling you that, I don't know, birds are real.
No, birds were... No.
Anyway.
Birds are fake, that's for sure. Jet the Hawk does not exist.
Jet the Hawk does not exist. Wait. Jet the Hawk doesn't exist?
He's not real.
He's not real? Is chat, like, way too big? Here, you get to be a little smaller. So yeah.
Get off your high horse. Stop being acting so big.
Chat really needs a ego check every now and again. So anyway, this discussion will definitely be longer than the movie. So instead of watching this discussion, you could just go watch the movie. You could buy tickets, go to the movie theater, buy popcorn, sit through all the ads, watch the whole movie, go all the way back to your house, and then fall asleep on the couch, and then wake up, and the stream will still be here.
And we'll still be going, yeah.
We'll still be like, okay, so about like we'll be about halfway for talking about the movie.
Eddsworld character called Tord. He's from Norway. Right, Eddsworld created Norway.
Yeah, exactly.
Known for inventing Norway.
You're a little close. I'm not gonna lie.
Huh?
Now you have your hand up my shirt.
Well, don't do that.
Don't do that. Well, now you look really short. Okay, here. I'm just gonna chop your arm off.
I mean, that's not entirely wrong.
Okay, that doesn't work. Okay, hold on. I know how to fix this. We just put me on this side, and we just switch sides. I should be the center of attention anyway. Okay, now it just looks like we're holding hands. Okay, you know what? Whatever.
You're reading too much into this.
I'm thinking about it too much. Fun fact about me, I don't like popcorn. That's crazy. like every form of popcorn. Cows like popcorn. Saw a video of a cow eating popcorn the other day.
Oh, good for them.
There'll be a whole war on the Sonic discussion. Hopefully, listen, there's at least one part of my notes I think that might spike a debate of us holding hands very centrally and in a platonic way. Don't worry about it.
I don't think that'll cause debate, nor is that's in the movie.
Listen, I sat through all of Sonic X Shadow Generations. Sonic and Shadow did not kiss a single time. But did they kiss in this?
Spoiler free.
I know. I'm not saying anything about this movie though. You know, if you want to know about this movie, you'll have to find out. Platonic homie love. Okay. So yeah, overall thoughts is I liked it. You know, remember what we were complaining about last time about how 2 was the better movie but did not incorporate the humans very well?
Yep.
I think the humans were like pretty well
and
incorporated.
Then they did that. Yeah. And then they did that.
Because we didn't have anything like the wedding scene, but also we didn't they were in the movie still.
Yeah.
So, you know what? I like that. Because, like, that is kind of, like, part of Sonic's character arc of, like, you know, him having, like, parents. I don't know, adoptive parents. Because in the first movie, that was the whole thing about the first movie, is Sonic, you know, coming to Earth and then, you know, finding a dad. But the second movie was more about, like, friendship with Tails and Knuckles. Yeah. Hot take, I like the wedding scene. Oh, yeah, we like the wedding scene here. We are wedding scene enjoyers here.
Yeah, I feel like it gets overblown. Like, it does feel a little weird. It's weird because, like, I don't hate it, but I understand where people are coming from, where, like, it feels like it overstays its welcome slightly.
Yeah. It's just out of place, but I think when we were watching it, we determined that it was, like, 10-15 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A good explanation that someone said is, like, it feels like it just shifted to an entirely different movie very quickly for a second.
Yeah.
Which is kind of true.
And it was, like, for, like, a subplot that didn't really need to exist. Because it was, like, guns showed up and kidnapped Sonic and Tails. By the way, this is spoiler-free for the third movie, not for the first 2 movies.
Yeah. Those have been out.
Is out of place, not what they want, yeah. So, and I never felt that. It was closer to the first movie in regards to, like, the humans were actually important to the story. And also, since we're talking about Sonic X Shadow Generations, I will say Keanu Reeves sounds a lot better in this movie than he does in the game.
Yeah.
I would like to write an official apology letter to Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, I think we said this. I said this in a comment before in one of the shorts that you posted, but it was like we joke about this, but it's probably the case of Sega literally could not have afforded to have him in the booth for too long.
Yeah, I think that was what the second short was about. Was that Keanu was like, I'm not a video game voice actor. And they're like, it's fine, just do your best.
Yeah, it's also probably, I would not be surprised if it was the case of the director or whoever just being too nice and just not saying, like, can you do that again?
Out of budget. Yeah, there's a couple of things about like Sonic X Shadow, like the Tokyo DLC, that seem a little like, I don't know. I definitely like the Tokyo DLC, especially because
it's a fun stage.
I thought about it the other day, and I'm like, hey, this is like the first, like, one of the very few, like, modern, like, video game, the movie of the game adaptations, because we don't get a whole lot of those. Like, back in the early 2000s, like the GameCube Wii era, like, there were a ton of, like, you know, the Incredibles movie, the game, like, stuff like that.
I still have a GBA cartridge of the Incredibles.
But like,
it's a very okay beat 'em up.
Yeah, I had it on the GameCube, but
it's probably an entirely different game then.
Yes, I just remember getting stuck on the Mach Speed section because there's like a Sonic 06 Mach Speed section. Not important. Not important. But yeah, definitely because I miss those, because I think pretty much mobile games just killed out like the shovelware. I mean, there's definitely still shovelware in the Wii shop, but it's not like licensed shovelware anymore. You know what I mean?
There's definitely still some on the Switch store.
Like, I don't even know if there's like a Frozen video game that's not like a mobile game.
Yeah, it's called Kingdom Hearts 3.
I've about Frozen movie game. DisneyGames.com was the first thing that popped up. Hold on, there's Disney's Frozen Olaf's Quest for the Nintendo DS. I forgot that. Is Frozen really that old where it's on the DS?
Frozen release
2013. Wasn't the 3DS out? Didn't the 3DS come out in like 2011, 2012?
3DS came out in 2011, yeah.
Yeah. See, this is why this discussion is going to take 5 hours.
Yeah, I also recently replayed that stage because I've learned something. Don't, for Sonic games specifically, don't change what hard drive you have them on for Steam.
Is that what happened?
It just kills your save file, I guess.
Okay. That is actually good for me to know because I did get a new hard drive recently and I'm running out of space on my old hard drives and I was looking to move some stuff. So don't move any Steam games, got it?
My assumption is you might be good is if you, well, it's just Sonic games because I've done this for a couple of other games too and nothing happens, like my save is fine. But it's just for, because
it's just
for what I've
Sonic
learned
games.
Yeah, so from what I've learned is your save data for Sonic games, the way Sega does it is they keep it to your like local hard drives like app data. No other Steam game does that, from what I'm learning.
Well, your local hard drive's app data as opposed to being like in the Steam folder?
Yes, it is in the Steam. It is in the Steam folder because when you go to your app data, there's specifically a Sega folder in there that has all the Sonic or whatever Sega game is in there. That's where the save data is. So if you transfer it from one hard drive to the other, it can't find the save data because it's trying to find it in a hard drive that doesn't have app data in it.
That's dumb. My hands are.
It's a little silly.
I will quickly be right back. My hands are crusty.
Yeah. Right. So I'll finish this tangent. So what you do is either just put it on the hard drive immediately, or my assumption is, don't transfer it through Steam. Do it just by uninstalling it entirely from Steam and then reinstalling it. Is my assumption for what it is. Do it right, but yes, exactly. Do it right.
So what was the answer?
Oh, either
do it good and don't do it bad.
Yeah, for my assumption is, though there's two factors here because another factor I did not put in. Either just uninstall it completely and then reinstall it and maybe like the Steam Cloud will like fix it, or mod loader might mess with it too. That might be what happened as well.
Oh yeah, I remember that there was a. Yeah, I definitely know that the Hedge mod loader changes the save directory to make it easier.
Yeah, so if you like if you also like turn that off, it removes that. So like it's a whole lot of like file messing with that I couldn't like figure. I figured out for Frontiers, forgot, and then could not do it for Shadow Gens. So I was just like, I'll play the game over. It's fine. I know where everything is.
Shadow Gen, unless you went out of your way to get all the. Neji, what is it in English? Nuts? I'm losing it.
I did get all. Well, I mean, I haven't gotten them all again, but
okay.
I could.
Yeah, it doesn't really.
But I already have the achievements. So
yeah.
Who cares?
Anyway, something we probably should have mentioned at the very beginning. I don't know why I don't have these notes in a proper order, but overall thoughts of the movie is it's very good. It's the best Sonic movie. It's not Sonic Adventure 2 the movie. It does its own thing while taking inspiration from SA2, and I honestly would prefer that over like SA2 because if you want to see SA2 on the big screen, just get a effing projector and play Sonic Adventure 2 for the Dreamcast.
Just play SA2, yeah.
Like you could just you could go on YouTube and watch all the cutscenes. Just don't tell Sakurai.
Opinion on Frosty the Snowman, the old animated movie. I have not seen that in ages. If you mean. That one, like, well, no, that wasn't a Frosty the Snowman movie. That was, like, called Jack Frost or something, where the dude turns into a snowman.
I think they're talking about Frozen. Because Sundry said I don't like Frozen, and I'm like, that's not that hard to take, Sundry, I'm sorry.
Well, Frosty the Snowman, it was an actual animated movie from forever ago, I think.
Is there an anime adaptation?
I don't know. It was a 1969 movie, yeah. And I have not watched it since I was a child, so.
Jack
I
Frost is
couldn't
like
tell
the
you.
male version of Elsa. We're not talking about Frozen.
We are not talking. Yeah. No. No, Jack Frost, the Shin Megami Tensei character. No.
We're we're
Um,
ge- we're ta- we're getting back on topic. I'm bringing in this
mm,
conversation.
yeah. To
Uh,
answer your question, I don't remember.
is this a spoiler? Because they explained how the Master Emerald works, and that was, I remember during our Sonic 2 watch along, it was a little unclear. But here they made it like explicitly clear of how the Master Emerald and the Chaos Emerald work. It still doesn't make any goddamn sense, but they at least explained it. Because in the second movie, like the Master Emerald like exploded and their Chaos Emeralds are inside of it. And then at the end, the Master Emerald came back, but they're like, "What? Where did the Chaos Emeralds go?"
They're in the Emerald.
Yeah,
They mentioned. Yeah, they talk about that in the second movie too. Yeah.
do they?
Yeah.
Oh, why didn't you tell me when we were watching the second movie? Or did you tell me and I
Pretty
just
sure
didn't remember?
That's probably what happened. Yeah. Yeah. They like say in like the ruins or at some point they do straight up say like, yeah, the Chaos Emeralds are in the Master Emerald. And I was like, oh, that's interesting.
Because I heard that
It's kind of a cool way to like just put, because they are linked anyway, so that's a kind of an interesting way to do it.
yeah, because they explained that they created the Master Emerald using the Chaos Emeralds, but they didn't explain that like, oh, the Master Emerald can just split apart and become the 7 Chaos Emeralds and then be put back together to be back into the Master Emerald.
I guess I might have just put 2 and 2 together, but that just made sense to me.
But anyway, it didn't make sense to me until they explicitly showed it in this movie.
Mm.
Unrelated note, not a spoiler, but the Knuckles show was never relevant. Like, you didn't watch the Knuckles show, right?
No.
Were you confused at any point?
No.
Like, there were some scenes, I think they were in the trailers, there were some scenes where, like, Knuckles had fire powers that I don't think he had in the second movie, and the Knuckles show kind of explains it. But I think there's only, like, one line in the entire movie that might vaguely, relate to the Knuckles show. Because, listen, I know we didn't cover the Knuckles show. I do like the Knuckles show. I think it's worth a watch. I think it has like some fun moments, like, and we get some Wade lore backstory with his dysfunctional family and Knuckles. I think it's a good one. It's a good where humans and the Knuckles are incorporated in a cool way. Where Knuckles helps Wade find his long lost dad and win a bowling tournament. There's just some episodes that are a little cringe.
Right.
But you know,
after the merge, no, they never did. In the games, they never did. It's just they're like linked in a way. Like SA1 brought that together for the most. Well, I mean, Sonic 3 and Knuckles brought that together mostly. Like made that notion a thing that they are connected, but not like that. They don't like one doesn't turn into the other. They're just 2 separate entities that work together in some capacity.
Don't you know that the 7 emeralds are the servers? Chaos is power enriched by the heart. The controller serves to unify the chaos.
I have an AMV to send you later. That's not a joke.
But yeah, and because in like the games, in like the real lore made by the real people, not these
talking about in the movie. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Fakos. Yeah, the Master Emerald just serves to like control the crazy power of the Chaos Emeralds. But here they're just like one and the same, and I'm like, okay, I guess that works.
Yeah, that makes it. It works out because, like, I mean, it's just a different interpretation of the same thing. Of the Master Emerald functions with the Chaos Emerald, so just having them be what's the word? Have them be just like linked like that works.
Something else is I don't know. Is it this is why we need to move on from the spoiler section. But most of the movie takes place in Japan and London, and I think that was because of the actors' strike, I want to say, or maybe they just thought it was funny. But I remember when the film was being recorded, it was like during the actors' strike, so maybe that's why they decided to film outside. But I like it. Even though it's called Sonic X Shadow Tokyo Mission, Tokyo is not in for the entirety of the movie. So it's weird.
Yeah.
Also, something I noted is Ozzy the dog had subtitle lines. Why? That was not that was not a thing in the first two movies.
No, but I liked it. It was a fun little addition.
Yeah, and he only had like 2 speaking lines, but like why?
When does Ozzy get his own show?
When do we get the Ozzy show? The Ozzy and Shadow show? He did, yeah, at the beginning.
At the beginning and like square at the end.
Yeah. And the last thing I have to say about the Sonic movie that's not spoiler related, I guess a little, it's like general broad strokes, is it's the only piece of live action Sonic media without a product placement. I did not notice that the first time, but the second time I'm like, oh yeah, the game, remember like we were complaining about like Olive Garden and Hot Topic, or not Hot Topic, Olive Garden and Zillow and Facebook Marketplace.
Oh yeah,
because the first movie had like the Olive Garden, Zillow, and I forget what the second movie had, but the second movie definitely had. No, I think it was the second movie that had Zillow, and then in the Knuckles show they talked all the time about like, oh, where did you get that sword? Ah, I bought it off of Amazon, or not Amazon. I bought it off of Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah.
But this movie, there was no product placement. They did not mention Olive Garden a single time, and that's why this is the best Sonic movie. Because, yeah, even though, like, remember, at the end of the first movie, they're like, oh, the government's like, oh, thank you for all your hard work. Here is a reward for what you've done, and it's just an Olive Garden gift card. And in the second movie, they call that character, like, Mr. Olive Garden. But then, they don't mention Olive Garden at all, even though that character shows up.
Yeah, Walter.
Yeah. So I appreciate it. The only exception maybe is that Sonic insults Shadow by calling him a hot topic at one point.
Well, I mean that's kind of just like, I feel like it's too broad to like.
Yeah, that's just like a cultural reference, which I almost forgot was part of Sonic's character in the first movie. But he does it a couple times. He makes like a Back to the Future reference too.
Yeah. Which again I think works fine for this version because it's like. He's been here a while. He'd probably know about that stuff. And then
I'm not super fine with it because it just gives him an excuse to make cringe quips. But hey, you know.
I mean, he's kind of always been like that. So you're not gonna tell me that saying the line of talk about low budget flights, no food or movies isn't like, it's not a reference, obviously, but okay.
It's a quip.
People were mentioning this in like. Some places were like, man, Sonic sounds corny in this movie. Dude's always been corny. What are you talking about?
Sounds extra corny in the live action movies, though.
And I think that's fine. I think him being a dork is funny.
Yeah, I think we talked about this in the first 2 Sonic streams about how, like, I accept that this is a canonically different Sonic than regular Sonic. Like, this is a different canon. This is a different interpretation of the character, and I'm fine with that.
Yeah, the thing is, like, it's just the case of, like. I do realistically believe Sonic would make these jokes if Sega was allowed to through licensing. The only reason he doesn't is because these are real world things that Sega can't pay for it to make him say.
But real Sonic wouldn't say that because he's not sitting on the couch watching TV shows all the time. He's running and having adventures.
I know, but I'm saying like he would probably make similar jokes. Now here's the thing. He does become borderline on Gex in some aspects. I will agree with that. That's a little silly. But again, for this specific like continuity, it works. I think it's fine.
Yeah, it works. I can see that like knowing that this is when are we going to the spoiler section? Soon.
Sometime between now and never.
Sometime between now and never. We gotta listen. We gotta get all that watch time out of people who have not watched the movie.
Yeah, I don't think we should be looking at it as a bad thing. Like it's fine.
Yeah, I'm just saying it just gets annoying sometimes.
Sometimes it does.
But in the second movie, like he wasn't that annoying. Like the most cringe thing that he said was not even related to quoting any movie. Actually, there were 2 really cringe things that he said. One was in the trailer where he said, "Konichi, what?"
No, that was a little silly.
And the other thing was not in the rather hear spoilers. People struggle not to talk spoilers. Okay, you know what? Just for that, we're gonna give you more spoilers. We're gonna give you no spoiler-free talk.
Well, here's the thing, Sundry. You
so
can just watch it later.
So the post-credit scene. So in the post-credit scene.
Well, don't start with that.
I'm kidding.
Okay.
Yeah, they did the Akira bike slide. That was in the trailer. Yeah. Every single piece of media. And also, I remember, okay, the first time I watched it, was on release night, with my sister. And then the second time, yesterday, I watched it with my sister and my mom. Because I convinced her to do it. And when Shadow got on the bike, my mom's like, why does Shadow need a bike? Isn't he, like, fast? And I'm like, you know what, Mom? That's a good question.
You've asked the question a lot of people ask about the current racing games.
Because but
he looks cool. But he looks cool doing it.
Because it's cool, yeah.
But no, it's realistically correct. Yeah, it's weird. But
it's just funny. Because it's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, listen, you don't understand. Real question is, why was there not a motorcycle scene in the movie? Or not in the movie, in the video game. Although the video game and the movie have a lot of differences we'll talk about later.
Mm.
Speaking of which, do you have anything other spoiler-free intro things to say?
Nothing I can think of, at least.
Okay.
Movie good. And we'll talk about why in a moment.
Okay, so we'll just go through one by. We'll just listen. I wrote notes of the whole movie of what happened, so we're just gonna go through scene by scene. Unless you have a better idea. Unless you want to go in reverse chronological order.
Oh, no, we don't gotta do that.
Okay, so for everyone listening to this as a podcast, spoilers are beginning in 3, 2, 1. Oh my god, there's so much death in this movie. There's like 5 characters that died in this movie.
Yeah.
Because in Sonic 1, like only like Sonic's owl mom died. And I think in the second movie, I think it was implied that Knuckles' like dad died, but they didn't like specifically die on screen.
Yeah.
But like there's like 4 character deaths in this movie, 4 or 5.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's really funny. Anyway, so the cold open is Shadow being kept on Prison Island. Because again, they keep some things from they have some references from the game. They take a lot of inspiration, but there's a lot of things different. Like Prison Island was not like what was even Prison Island for in Adventure 2?
Just an island with a prison on it.
Yeah,
really.
It had a prison on it. They locked up Gerald in it, and there was a Chaos Emerald in a vault somewhere. And also a bunch of money flowing around and on some fans. I don't know. That's not a really effective way to store money.
Weird's going on that island.
But in this one, it's specifically like a high security base, specifically to keep Shadow locked up.
Yeah.
And that's the cold open of the movie. And yes, of course, we have to have a scene of one of the guards being like, oh, are you sure this thing is safe? And the guard's like, don't worry about it. He hasn't moved in 50 years. And then immediately moves.
And then it goes wrong.
Like, also,
nothing can go wrong. Immediately goes wrong.
Yeah, exactly. I think that they're like almost every single movie has had that scene in it of like, oh, what this thing that we've been keeping track of hasn't moved in like a million years. Like, of course it's not gonna do anything, and then they remember that they are in a movie and have to do things. Also, the second time watching the movie, I noticed that there was a little figure of Gamma on the desk of one of the security cards.
Oh, was there?
Yes.
Oh man.
Oh man, it was a little Gamma.
I would have liked to see that. That's cool.
Maybe I can find a screenshot of it.
Maybe. I'm sure people like posted it on Twitter and like did the pointing meme.
Did the pointing meme? Okay, I cannot find a picture of it easily, so you'll just have to take my word for it that I saw him.
Yeah, you have no reason to lie about that.
While searching that, I did find a YouTube video with the thumbnail being a spoiler of the post-credit scene, so that's cool.
Yeah,
Hold
I did
on.
notice that a couple of times. I'm like, wow, people are kind of unhinged.
Real fast, let me just, oh, can I not do it from this screen? How do I do not show this channel?
Oh, I think you like click on the 3 dots.
But like once I'm in the video, okay, whatever. I'll do it later.
Oh, I don't know if you can do it while in the video. I don't remember.
But yeah, Shadow is awoken, and like it's like hacked by like Eggman logo. I geeked out when I saw the post credit scene.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
We'll get there. Listen, we gotta not derail. You can always watch the VOD. Go to sleep. I don't have to get up tomorrow because they I don't got work tomorrow because it's gonna snow. So they closed down all the schools and thus my job. So we chillin'. Anyway, when I'm sleeping, you will talk about it. Yeah, we're just waiting for you to go to sleep. Don't worry about it. We're on focus. This stream is already almost an hour long. But yeah, Shadow just breaks out and beats out and then escapes. It's like Prison Island is like in Tokyo Bay, which is how I guess they get to Tokyo. Why is Prison Island in Tokyo? I don't know why. Because that's not where like the Shadow was, so they had to transport him. So I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know why Shadow is in Tokyo.
Not everything needs to make immediate sense.
And then they have an opening scene very similar to the Sonic 2 boat scene where Tom, Donut Lord, and Sonic are talking about the main themes of the movie. But yeah, they like discover his old cave. Sorry for cursing. You will not be forgiven. Hold on, where's the timeout button? But yeah, Sonic thinks about his dead mom, and Tom's like, well, you know, it's certainly good that, you know, you didn't let the pain of losing your mom, losing a loved one, change who you are. And Sonic's like, yeah, haha, that would be crazy. And then it cuts to Shadow.
Doing exactly that.
Doing exactly that. And they also say that, Sonic's got a good heart, and he makes the right choices. I forget exactly what the quote was. But it was basically reminded me of the first Pokemon movie about how I now realize that the circumstances of one's birth are irrelevant. It's what you do with the gift of life that determines who you are. Basically. This movie's a lot like Pokemon 2000. Or not Pokemon 2000, Pokemon the first movie. With that theme and also Shadow. Well, Shadow's not not man-made in this movie, so not quite, but you get the idea. We still got a Pokemon movie scene in there. Yes, it's not our background that makes us who we are, but the choices we make. And you know, again, it's very similar to the boat scene, but again, it's a kids movie. It's trying to make a big point, and I prefer that it, you know, it has to be very clear and upfront. So I like it. I can accept it. Gonna play this browser Pikmin game. Okay, have fun.
Well, Pokemon. Also, you don't have to mention the second part. You can just say, "I'll be." Sometimes you don't even have to say anything. You can just go.
At least you didn't. At least Sundry didn't insult me this time on the way out. Anyway. They're like,
that guy.
They're like in the mountains. Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles, and Sonic's parents, and also the dog are just chilling in the mountain. And like the attention,
not helping your case.
Not only to Prison Island with you. there's an opening in Prison Island. You know that, right, Sundry? We're gonna encapsulate. We're gonna put you back. We're gonna put you in the tube.
Not the tube.
Not the tube. But yeah, that's when the dog was like, they're celebrating Sonic's Earth Day, when his anniversary of when he first came to Earth. In which case, and I have a question about that. How do they know that? How does anyone know that? Because Sonic was like a baby when he first came to Earth. And So did Baby Sonic keep track of what day he was, or was that just like the day
My
that...
assumption was like when he first moved into Tom's house, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's either that, but or the day that they first met Sonic.
Yeah, one of the two. But it could be that. That makes more sense than like when he because like you said, how they've tracked that.
How did they track that? Sonic was a traumatized baby when he got here. I don't know if he was really paying attention to what day of the year
Yeah,
it
I don't think he
was.
busted out the calendar for that one.
So anyway, gun helicopter shows up and they're like, "Hey, we need Team Sonic to help with the whole there's a shadow in Tokyo. We need your help."
Hey, there's something occurring.
And then Knuckles is like, "Ah, who picked that name?" And Sonic's like, "I like that name. Let's go with that." I think there's also another cringe line. I don't remember. I only remember the cringe line that's like directly out of that. Is like, okay, so they're like, okay, we need you to help fight Shadow, and then they're like, okay, and they're like, don't worry, as long as we're all a team, we can do this. There's nothing we can't take down there. I think the quote was, I don't know if it's Godzilla or Hello Kitty down there, but as long as we're together, we can take it on anything.
Which funny line, I'll say, kind of funny.
Funny line. Hello Kitty and Godzilla.
Also, how'd they get to Tokyo so fast through a helicopter?
They took a ring.
Oh, did they? Okay. Oh no, they did. You're right.
Yeah, I don't know if Gun has access to rings, but like later in the movie, they specifically like they have like a vault that has no like photos, so they specifically can't use a ring. Because I don't know if they explained how the rings work in this movie, but I think in the second movie,
in
the first one, yeah.
Yeah, it's just, like you have to picture where you want to go. So
yeah,
you can't picture something that has never been seen.
Yeah,
I guess is the case.
But I don't know if Gun has like rings.
I would assume it's not just for the case of the rings. So I'm sure they don't know the ring. It's probably for a different security measure.
No, I think they do specifically say that there are no no photos of that room specifically, so nobody can use a ring to teleport into it. So Gun knows about rings.
I don't know if I don't remember. That's I don't remember like off the top of my head.
Listen, I'm gonna pull seniority on you. And by seniority, I mean I watched the movie twice and you did not.
Right, because we can rely on either of our memories.
Yeah, you know how I'm famous for my good memory.
Yeah, because my assumption was the case of there's no photographic evidence of what the place looks like. Ergo, the rings don't work.
Yeah, either way, that so I don't know if Gun. I think it might be aware of the rings, but
possibly.
It was Tails who said that. Sundry said it was. Sundry is also backing up my statement. I'm just saying, well, let's not get into a big fight, but in front of the kids.
I'm not starting an argument. I'm just saying I don't remember.
Yeah,
if that's the case. But
either way, they use a warp ring to get to Tokyo.
Yes, that I now recall.
And then Ben Schwartz does a cringe, and then they fight Shadow.
What does that mean? He does. He makes the line.
Yeah, he's
that
like,
one. I was like, all right, come on now.
He says, "Oh, no food. Talk about low budget flights. No food or movies. I'm out of here." Like very forced.
Yeah, that one was like I get it, but like, come on.
You're no Ryan Drummond.
It's not because he said it. I'm sure if anyone said that, I would have been like, all right.
How dare you stand where he stood? But that's like one of the only like 3 super cringe lines in the movie.
Yeah, even that, like, I'm all for cheese. I love it. Even then, when I was on, I was like, all right, come on. Like, I get it. You want to put that in there because it's fun, but come on.
I'm 15. I'm not a kid. I'm a teenager who is actually stable. You're not helping your case. Anyway, they fight Shadow, and then what happens in the trailer happens where Knuckles gets his wrist broken by it being turned to the correct direction.
I was like, the entire time this was happening, I'm like, did they fix that? And then they didn't. I was like, oh, well, okay.
I remember earlier I said I think they cut it out of later trailers. Like they specifically cut around that shot in later trailers. And I'm like, so is it going to be cut out of the movie in general? No. But I mean, like, regardless of, like, how your wrist is supposed to turn, if it's being turned, it was like a slow-mo shot, so if it's being, like, twisted that fast, I think it would hurt anyway.
Maybe.
So yeah, Shadow, okay, I will, since we're talking about the, generations, there is no chaos control in this movie at all. Shadow does not use chaos control at all.
Yeah, I guess it's because that is kind of where they shot themselves in the foot of having the emeralds be tied to the Master Emerald so deeply, because it's like he's not going to be able to grab one that quickly.
But he can still do chaos like Snap.
Yeah,
and he still has like chaos energy.
Yeah, he used his spear a couple of times too, but we'll talk about that later.
So the only time that we are going to hear Keanu Reeves say chaos control is in the Shadow DLC.
Yeah, I'm assuming they'll probably figure out a way to put it in later, but
also,
right now, like, given how the movie was laid out and where the emeralds were placed, it makes sense that he didn't do it.
Also, ADHD moment, but Stelmo pointed out the fact that, you know, when Shadow uses chaos control, he says, "This is the ultimate power."
Yeah.
That might be a reference to his boss fight in Sonic Adventure 2 when he uses chaos control. He goes, "This is the ultimate power."
Oh yeah, because everyone just says this is the ultimate because the power is so quiet.
Yeah, like I had to listen to like the unedited audio. The Sonic's clip is just cut off. He says, "I'll use your chaos control." But when the full line is, "I'll use your technique, chaos control." But for Shadow's line, like, no, that it's not cut off. It's just super quiet. And I also checked because I'm a big weeb. I also checked the Japanese audio, and it lines up where Shadow also says "Kore wa kyukoku da yo."
In the game?
Yeah, in both
there's a reason for that.
In both Shadow Generations and Sonic Adventure 2.
Yeah, there's a reason for that.
Because they translated it the same.
No, I mean, there's a reason why it's only cut off in the English version.
Oh, because why? I'm not. Please spell it out. Please explain it to me like I'm 5.
SA2 script was written in English first, then translated to Japanese, then translated to English again.
No. That's funny. But anyway, I'll give.
That's why most, and it was all the cutscenes were. Sorry, I interrupted you, but I'm finishing the statement because I just kind of stopped.
Don't worry.
But and then all of the cutscenes were made with the Japanese script, so that's why there's a lot of cut off lines because it's only animated towards to fit that. And I guess they didn't like in the mixing fix that or like re-record the lines or something. It's a whole mess, and it's weird that they made them retranslate the whole game again.
Yeah, it was also like the 90s when people did not know how to do like video game dubbing in general. Yeah, 2001.
Yeah, but it's also the case of just why didn't you just let them use the original English script? That's so weird.
That is a little awkward. I did not know that.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. There's always the VOD. It's toast.
Yeah, don't worry about it. It will always be here.
Oh yeah, I was saying I'll give Shadow Generations that because I'm still mad that the callback in Heroes was not translated the same way that they did in Sonic Adventure 2. Have I complained about that to you yet?
What?
About how when Sonic comes back to life in Sonic Adventure 2, Shadow's like, "How did you live that?" And Sonic's like, "What can I say? I die hard." And then in Japanese...
Oh,
yeah, and then in Japanese, he says that he was, like, stubborn. And that's why he lived. And then in Sonic Heroes...
Saying I die hard... okay, yeah. Now that I'm... okay, finish your thing. Sorry.
And then in Sonic Heroes, in Japanese, they quote back to that line where he's like, "Oh, I guess I'm not the only one who is stubborn about dying." But they did not. But in English, Sonic just says, "Talk about being stubborn and full of surprises," which is a more accurate translation of that line, but also it doesn't do the callback to Sonic Adventure 2.
Yeah, I can't win them all, I guess.
I gotta go bed, have a good stream. Okay, there'll be the VOD, don't worry.
Yeah, that's
you are exactly 1 hour into the video. If you want a timestamp. Can you comment on live streams, like, before they're done?
I don't think you can.
Outside of the live chat.
I don't see an option to comment now.
But hey, there you go. It's an hour. Screenshot it. Write it down.
Okay.
Anyway, so
Yeah, I do agree that it is a little weird that that's the case, but
and then they did
I guess him just saying that I'm stubborn in, because like saying I die hard just sounds cooler, I guess, for English. But
I'm
I
more mad
understand
at Heroes for not matching the Adventure 2 script. So,
yeah, because of him saying like I guess he dies hard too.
yeah, maybe that would have been a better translation.
Yeah, or
But
something
listen,
like that. I don't know.
I like
They probably weren't thinking
callbacks.
about it.
I like callbacks, and I hate it when dubs mess that up. Because listen, Bleach, every stream is going to be about Bleach from now on, sorry. Bleach did the same thing, where in, like, the newest season, they did a callback to, like, the first arc, and then the dub effed up, misquoted it.
No.
Which is rare, because Bleach is one of the few anime dubs I like, but you're losing some brownie points, Bleach, okay? That's all I'm saying.
Translation is hard.
Translation is hard.
Because the case of the people who translated it might not be the same people who translated it before, so they don't probably know the writing script and the prior script, so they can't make those callbacks as easy.
Oh yeah, 100%. And also, like, a lot of like translators are not paid very well,
Mm-hmm.
So or given a lot of time, and also there's a lot of like contracted work.
Yeah. Have you ever heard about that one thing about the Spanish translation for Pokemon?
No. Oh, about how for like I think there was some really bad Spanish translation for Pokemon.
Yeah, the slam move, where like you slam with like either your body or like a tail or something.
Yeah, nothing can be
in
misinterpreted
the Spanish
about that.
In the Spanish translation, for the longest time, they used the term for slamming a door instead, because
slam a door on their ass.
because it was Pokemon Red and Blue is translated by two
dudes they found.
Two people. I think there were two women, and they were given like a single computer to huddle over together, like in this random corner in the office.
That's really funny.
I think it was like they were like trilingual, so Spanish wasn't like, and Spanish was like one of the later languages they learned or something.
Spanish was
so,
their
like,
tertiary language.
Yeah, and also it was literally just a list of the moves in English with no context given.
Oh, I see. So yeah, I could see how slam would be mistranslated.
Yeah.
I thought you meant like slam, like a. Never mind. Anyway, back on track.
We kind of deviated there.
So they go Tokyo. Ben Schwartz does a cringe. They fight Shadow. They get their butts kicked. They also have. Did you catch the Shadow 05 reference where Sonic like falls down on one knee and then falls down to the ground and Shadow's behind him?
Yeah. I was like, oh, me pointing. I know that.
Yeah, I'm me pointing like I know that reference. See those are like we don't hate all references like that. The way Ben Schwartz
make them subtle.
The way Ben Schwartz delivered that line was just very out of place and awkward because they're like, okay, we're gonna exit the airplane now, and then Sonic's like, wait, one more thing before I exit the airplane. I gotta say that my this catchphrase.
Yeah,
he's gotta say it's like say the line, Bart.
And here's the thing: I think if he said it like near the start of that scene. Like him just like looking around, it's like, what? No food or movies?
Yeah.
If it was just that, I think it would have been fine. But it felt like super forced because it was like, all right, well, this is the last time we're gonna have him on an aircraft, and this is the SA2 movie. He's got to say it somewhere, right?
Yeah.
I feel like they could have done that better.
Yeah, but the
like
Shadow.
Now that I'm thinking about it, if it was literally like at the start of that scene, him just like looking around the helicopter, and him just being like, no food or movies.
But
like that would have been fine.
But Dom, in Sonic Adventure 2, he said that line right before jumping off the airplane, so he has to say the line in the same situation here, or people won't get it.
Yeah.
But yeah, things like the Shadow 05 shot is like, that's cool. Because it's like one of those things where it's like, oh, it's just a cool looking shot if you don't get it, but if you do get it, you're like, hey, I know where that's from. I get that reference.
Mm-hmm.
And then Shadow grabs a gun and goes on a bike, and I'm like, okay, you're pushing it too much. You're pushing it too much.
No, I thought that was... I didn't hate that, but I mean, I get where you're coming from for that. It's like... Because again, it's the case of where else is he going to have that occur?
Shadow is, like, shown to be super fast. He has Chaos Snap. He just 3v1'd Team Sonic.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I think Knuckles said, like, Team Sonic, how about just Team? Or maybe that's later in the movie.
No, for now he's like, well, Team Knuckles, because
What about Team
it's
Knuckles? But yeah, and
Me.
then
Yeah.
they did Sonic and Shadow have a big motorcycle chase where Shadow was on a motorcycle, and I'm like, Sonic is faster than a motorcycle. What are you talking about?
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry. Why does Sonic have a sword?
This is cool.
It is cool. Okay, listen.
You can say that about 90% of this franchise and just be like, why is this happening? Because it's cool.
Why is Sonic blue? Because it's cool. Why does Sonic have red shoes? Actually, that does, because he's from Christmas Island. And his shoes are supposed to look like Santa Claus.
It's a good contrasting color to make his colors pop.
Yes. Anyway.
Which reminds me of a sentence we talked about before, of why his arms are blue in the movie. Think about this. His muzzle and chest hair are a lot shorter than the rest of his fur. So you're saying you want his arms, like, shaven like
Shaven?
a lot shorter? Because when you think about it, if that's the case, that doesn't really work with animal physiology. Because that's like you're shaving only the front legs of a dog.
The front legs of a dog?
Which doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So like physiologically, I feel like it makes more sense.
I was looking for that one picture where it said in the background 12:30, and people were like, "Oh, they're gonna make a Sonic announcement." Then they did not. They did not.
Oh, the whole Tori thing, yeah. I wonder what will become of that, because
nothing will become
maybe
of it.
Not. No, but
anyway, so Sonic and Shadow do a big punch, and then they put out the city to put out power to the city, just like in the first movie. I like that.
I do have to say that I was not prepared for him doing the Akira bike slide up a tower.
Yeah, it was,
pretty cool.
It was up a tower and also like halfway into the air.
Yeah, that was cool.
And then that's
like, okay. You made it cooler. Good job.
That's when he did the jump and they did the big fist. They fisted.
They did a punch.
What the fudge is this?
What?
Everything is messed up.
Oh.
Okay. This is the image that I need. So anyway, they're like, we need answers, and so they go to the Chow Garden.
This was a fun way to put this in.
Like, yes, that it kind of deconfirms Chow ever being a thing in the series.
They're just mascots here, but
they're just
that's
like
fun.
Japanese mascots. But they have, it looks like, now that I look at the picture, it looks like it's supposed to be like Green Hill in the background. Am I crazy?
What?
Nope, I'm crazy. That's just like an island thing background, generic island background. If anything, it looks like
Cream will never exist in the movie continuity.
Yeah. Cream, sorry, Cream, you're dead forever. But yeah, I like how they have that scene, and it's like a trendy Japanese like character cafe.
That's fun. I like that.
Like, that's not an actual that's not an actual thing in Tokyo, but it wouldn't be out of place. So you know what, we'll do it.
Yeah, I feel like now this could be cool. It's like a cafe.
I would go to it if they did like a limited run cafe.
Yeah,
I could see it. I could see it.
That could be fun.
Also, there was the main area was definitely in Shibuya. I pointed it out in the game, but also, yes, it is in the movie. You can see the 109 building in the background.
Mm-hmm.
From Neo, The World Ends With You.
It's gonna make the same joke.
So we're about 2% way for the movie, and we're already an hour in, so that's cool.
That's fine.
It's fine. Again, we warned you that this stream would be longer than the actual game. Not the game, the movie.
This happens. As long as we don't get sidetracked again, which will happen.
Yeah. So anyway, Eggman's robots come and attack and blow up the cafe, and then the gun commander dies.
Yeah, I was gonna say you forgot to mention that he even showed up.
Yeah, he showed up.
Walter.
The Olive Garden man showed up.
Walter, whose last name I forget. Hold on.
Walter Gunman. I know in Dark Beginnings they gave like the actual like game gun commander a name, and I don't remember it.
Oh, I was semi-wrong. It was Commander Walters.
Commander Walters. His first name is Olive Garden.
Yeah, Olive Garden Walters.
Olive Garden Walters. Again, there is no product placement in this movie. Because again, the Shao Garden does not exist. If this was the first or second movie, this scene definitely would have been in an Olive Garden, and then I would have complained about, there aren't any Olive Gardens in Japan. What are you talking about? And then we get into then we have to like Google searching. We get into a big argument. But that's just a peek into an alternate timeline.
I can believe that Olive Garden doesn't exist in Japan because for as even though it's called the International House of Pancakes, they're only in the U.S.
IHOP, yeah. They got Denny's in Japan though. Does that count?
That's cool. I haven't been to a Denny's in a while.
Same. Anyway. So the commander, like, he's dying. I don't know how he died. Because he was just under a table.
Subjected to a multitude of explosions, probably.
Yeah, there's probably a lot of people in that cafe that died. There's more.
We did fail to mention the funny bit. Well, the quote-unquote funny bit where they call Tails Pikachu.
Oh yeah, they're sitting at the table talking to the gun commander, and the kids come up, be like, "Are you Detective Pikachu?" They specifically say Detective Pikachu.
Well, I guess it's. Did Paramount make that movie?
Look, we're googling it.
Hold on, yeah. How the hell do you spell detective? Jesus.
Not the game, the 2019 film. Maybe it's just because, like...
Oh, it's Warner.
Yeah. Maybe it's just because it's supposed to be, like, a topical reference. Because they do show that this movie takes place in the year 2024. Because Shadow, like, looks up at a TV screen that says, like, 2024 or something, and Shadow's like, I've been trapped for 50 years. And, like, the flashbacks, they show them specifically, like, in the 70s.
Yeah.
So, you know, so there you go.
This means Pokemon exists in this continuity.
Yeah. And then Knuckles is like, haha, you do look like Pikachu. Pika Pika.
That was funny.
And I'm like, can we...
Like, it's a weird pull, but I don't hate it. It's just silly. It's
just weird to hear a
exactly.
Nintendo thing referenced in a Sonic thing.
Yeah.
So anyway, Gun Commander's dying.
Walters is respectfully passed away.
Because the lights went dark, and they're like, oh my gosh, we're getting attacked, and then they did a show, and then they actually got attacked! But, so, Walters is, like, under, like, Eggman's, like, little egg robots that are in the first two movies, like, shoot grenades into there.
Yeah.
And then, again, I just watched the movie yesterday, but I don't remember the order of events, because some,
mysterious motorcyclist.
Yeah, a mysterious motorcyclist comes in, and...
The girl from Durara.
Yeah, the girl from Durara. My mom asked, is that also Keanu Reeves? And I'm like, yes, it was Keanu Reeves. And then destroys the Eggman things, and then runs away, and then we have the Gun Commander death scene.
Yeah, he's dying, and then they give him one of two keys necessary to open something.
You ruined my bit, and then you got off track.
Oh, sorry. What were you?
I was gonna say.
I was making sure that we were doing the order of operations right. But go ahead.
The commander dies, and he's like, "Here, I can only trust this to you, my most valuable possession." And then he gives Sonic an Olive Garden gift card. No, he gives him the key.
Yeah.
Why are there so many breads?
Hello, bread.
Oh, soft bread. Happy New Year.
The opposite of toast.
The opposite of toast. Are you Toast's younger sibling?
Alter ego.
Alter ego.
We just have someone else named Toast, which is funny. But hello. And happy late New Year.
Oh yeah, you know what? We'll just do we'll do Shadow's backstory all at once, because they give Shadow's backstory in like bits and pieces.
Yeah, it's segmented, but it's probably better to just do it all at once.
Yeah. So at this point, this is one of my few criticisms of the movie. At this point on, they're hiding from Gun because, quote, we don't know who we can trust, which is kind of a dumb plot point that's only there to make the movie work. Because, like, why do they not trust Gun?
Yeah, it is odd. Because, like he was gonna tell you what was happening, but
Hold on, I need
He
to
just
make.
unfortunately got attacked.
I need to make a pinned message.
Because like I guess I sort of get it, because it's like they're just like, hey, we want you to take this thing out with no explanation as to why, and then it's like, well, okay, we do know what this guy is, but
Yeah.
we just decided not to tell you.
They also have a moment where Sonic's like, "Why do you look like me?" And Shadow's like, "Wait, why do you look like me?" But then that point never comes up ever again, and we never get an actual explanation for why they look alike. But maybe we might in a future movie. Kind of moving on. But yeah, I don't like the fact that, like, yeah, we're running from Gunn because we can't trust them. Like, why can't we trust Gunn? Because they were hiding information about who Shadow was, but, like, they weren't really, because, like, sure, they didn't tell them who Shadow was, but that was because, like, it was, like, the B team that sent to go get them, and it was, like, an emergency, and they didn't have any time to explain.
Yeah, it's
But
a little weird.
I
Also,
feel like
Walters was like straight up going to tell them, but I guess it's just the case of just having a conflict for the sake of having a conflict.
yeah, it's because they need to invade the Gun Fortress later on in the movie, and that wouldn't make sense if they were still on the same side.
Yeah, I guess.
And also, Sonic was running from Gun in Sonic Adventure 2. We had to reference that. It was a reference. That's what it was.
Yeah, it's a little weird.
Anyway, they follow the mysterious masked biker, who is actually my one true love. No, not my one true love. Who is
Toxic Yaoi supporter.
Eggman's one true love, Dr. Stone. Oh, I do have a picture.
Well,
I do
that
have this
fell
picture.
That's good.
What are you gonna say?
But like that joke fell under the rug quickly. Toxic Yaoi supporter.
Toxic Yaoi supporter. That clip of Stone's actor on Twitter. He's like, hey, you
Great.
know, I approve of fan creations as long as it's not hurting anyone. Anyway, so Stone is like, so Sonic and the team are Team Sonic. Team Knuckles is like, hey, we don't trust you because you're working for Eggman, and Eggman just tried to kill us. And then he's like, I just took out Eggman's drones, and also Eggman isn't behind this. And then a giant crab appears from the water, and then they get into the crab. Which apparently there was concept art of that scene in, like, Mexico, but it was, like, trimmed down. I don't know how that would have happened. Also, I don't know how they followed Stone, because, like, Stone broke in, destroyed all the, like, Eggman robots, and then drove off, and then they had this huge, like, sad scene with the gun commander,
a lot of time.
and then still somehow caught up to him. I mean,
Don't worry about it.
maybe I mean, I guess that makes sense because Stone was trying to lure them to Eggman's base. So I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
And then the movie just cuts to a Mexican soap opera, a Spanish soap opera. And Eggman he got fat. He took his next step into the Eggmanification. Because
the Eggmanification of Jim Carrey.
Yeah, because at the end of the first movie, or in the first movie, like, he had a big mustache, I guess, but at the end he shaved his head, and then for this movie he gained weight, so he just looks more and more like Eggman every movie.
Also, the Eggmanification of Jim Carrey, my favorite light novel.
It's not long. That title is not nearly long enough, Dom. I'm sorry.
You're right. It's pushing it, but it's almost there, but it's not there all the way.
My Life in Another World as Jim Carrey, but also I kind of look like Eggman too.
There you go.
I dropped my phone in the shower and it opened, and the water opened up Instagram and changed my effing pronouns. That Tumblr post. And it changed my effing pronouns. Anyway, so they have so Eggman, Team Knuckles and Eggman team up, and Team Knuckles and Team Eggman team up for like 5 seconds of the movie. Because they're like, we gotta go find out who is controlling Eggman's robots and who freed Shadow if it wasn't Eggman. And then Eggman's like, I can pinpoint the location. And then they're like, okay, let's go. But before then, he has to get, like, dressed. And then they have a very, like, sensual... Okay, maybe I'm just reading into it. They have a very sensual Dr. Stone shaving Eggman's head scene. Because Stone, like, takes him, like in his, like, arms. Like, he has him in, like, half a chokehold while he shaves his head. And he's, like, holding his face. Is that just me? Or did I think that scene was
Yes,
very sensual?
I think you're overlooking it a little, but I think the toxic Yowie's getting to you.
And
But
then second later, Eggman's trying to fit into a suit, but he's too fat. And then he's like, Stone, get me some more, make the suit bigger. And Stone's like, I don't have any materials. And then Eggman rips his shirt off.
now I'm with you.
Now I'm with you. And another funny part about that is that Stone spends like the next like the next scene like shirtless. Like he doesn't have an undershirt in the next scene.
Yeah.
I think later in the movie he gets an undershirt, but like for the next scene where they locate the imposter Eggman, like he does not have the shirt.
Yeah.
So that's really funny. But yeah, they basically team up for like 5 seconds. They go to like ruins, and then they stop teaming up.
Mm-hmm. I will say though, it's kind of a shortish scene, but they're going around and they split up into teams, and it's like, I don't know, that one like quick moment of just Stone and Tails talk. I'm like, where's their show?
Where's their show? I'd watch the Stone and Tails show. That's yeah. Oh yeah, I did forget that was like kind of like a somewhat important like character development, because Stone's like, so you're Sonic's minion. What's your pay rate like? Do you get PTO? And Tails like,
Yeah.
we're friends. We trust each other. And he's like, just like you and Eggman, right? And he's like, yeah, just like me and Eggman.
Yeah, we're besties for sure.
And that's like a whole character arc.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, also, Knuckles mentions that he's afraid of ghosts, which is also a reference to a really obscure piece of media. I don't know if you heard of it. It's called Sonic Adventure 2.
Yeah. Again, it's like a subtle usage of that thing, so like it works.
And it adds
like,
it adds character.
Yeah, it's fun.
Because that even without the context of like, oh, that's a thing from the games, like that's just a fun little character detail of like Knuckles being like the strong echidna warrior, but he's also afraid of ghosts. Specifically, Casper the friendly ghost. They have a flashback scene to him getting scared watching Casper, and he's like, "There's no such thing as a friendly ghost.
There's no such thing as a friendly ghost."
So anyway, they go on to like these ruins, and then Sonic finds like a old place, and he's like, this wasn't just a lab. People lived here. And then we get like the full Shadow backstory. Do we want to talk about the Shadow's backstory?
Yeah, I thought we were going to earlier.
I thought we were going to earlier. Because this is when like most of it plays out. Because
yeah, this is where like the majority of it plays out, so that makes sense. Yeah.
Mr. Olive Garden says
Walter.
That like, oh yeah, you know, Shadow, like 50 years ago we found Shadow in a meteorites. I'm like, okay.
Sure.
Again, it's not quite like Sonic Adventure 2, but it definitely takes some inspiration from Sonic Adventure 2. Like, it's still 50 years ago. They're still doing experiments in a lab with Shadow. Like, Maria's still there. It's still like the same idea, but like the background is a little different.
Yeah, I'm jumping ahead. It's jumping ahead a little bit. Well, no, maybe not, because at this moment, this is when I was thinking. It was like, oh, I guess that's like a semi thing about like the Black Comet. Maybe the Black Comet will come.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Shadow wasn't created, but came down in a meteor.
Yeah, so like he's still, so it'll probably still have like the whole Black Arms relation thing, but my assumption is he was on the Black Comet, and then he broke off and fell off, and then landed on Earth. That's my assumption.
Or maybe because Sonic and Shadow look alike, and they mention this fact. And the original reason that they look alike is that Shadow was like based off of a mural of Super Sonic, and that's why they look similar. But in this one, there is no explanation for why they look similar. So maybe that might be something for like a sequel of like exploring like what meteor did Shadow come from? Why does he look like Sonic?
Yeah.
Considering the end credit scene also has another character that looks like Sonic. That might be where they're going.
We'll get there.
But yeah, I like that because it's still like they're still like in a lab experimenting on Shadow, but it's different. Because again, I don't want just Sonic Adventure 2, the live action adaptation, because I can watch Sonic Adventure 2, the movie, by just playing the video game. So I want something new. So I definitely am in approval. I don't know how much of a hot take that is. I think people generally like this movie. But I definitely know before the movie came out, people were like, oh, it's going to be Sonic Adventure 2, the movie. It's going to be so good. It's going to be just like Sonic Adventure 2, and it's not. Maria doesn't even get shot.
Spoilers.
We're in the spoiler section.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, so yeah, maybe in a future movie they might explain like what comet did Shadow come from? Why does he look like Sonic? You know.
Yeah, they'll get there.
But yeah, they're like Shadow has chaos energy, so he also might be related to chaos.
Foreshadowing is a literary concept in which.
But yeah, also the comet that like he came down in also looked vaguely like Black Arms-ish.
Yeah, so I'm assuming they'll bring it up somewhere. I don't know where.
I don't know where. In the Tails and Stone show.
That could be fun.
That could be fun.
I would watch that show, I'm saying.
I was saying, he didn't watch the Knuckles show. He didn't watch the Knuckles show because he hates Jewish people, but he won't watch.
That's incorrect.
Clipping it. Nope, clipping it. Sorry. It's canon. That's why you didn't watch the Knuckles show.
Don't actually do that, please. That's not cool.
I won't. Don't worry. I'm joking. Dom wasn't even aware that there were Jewish people in that series until I told him about it. Anyway, what are we talking about? Oh yeah, so Shadow had chaos energy, was discovered by Gunn, and then brought to like a laboratory, not in space, just like in the middle of like Iceland, I guess. I don't know where that scene was supposed to take place.
There's somewhere.
But
something I do think is weird though.
The credits
is
one quick thing. The credits said like ice had in the credits like they said something about part of the film being filmed in Iceland. So. And that's the only. And as someone who's been to Iceland, that's the only place that somewhat looks like Iceland. What were you gonna say?
What was weird about it though is because the first thing they show was like Maria being on skates. So I was like, oh, I guess that's how they're gonna play into Shadow's air shoes. No, he comes out the comet with those.
Yeah, that would have been cool if they like gave Shadow air shoes, but. Yeah, no, whatever alien planet he's from, they just have high-tech technology, and they gave him air shoes.
Yeah, all the things that, like, Gerald and Maria, like, establish him with because of everything. He just has them.
Yeah. But yeah, so they find...
Everyone has air shoes, idiot. It came free with your black hedgehog.
Exactly. That's how Shadow has air shoes in Sonic and the Black Knight. How do you think they got air shoes in medieval times? They don't. The Shadow just came with it.
Oh, you're
Also, the real nerd answer is that it's not actually Shadow, it's Lancelot, and it's just Sonic's memories, like playing Sonic's memories in his head playing the roles of the characters.
Yeah.
So, which I think is cool.
Yes.
Anyway, not
good
important.
pull from his brain having Percival be Blaze. Just saying. Very cool.
Having his Percival be Blaze.
Good pull.
Anyway, although Y is Silver Shadow's child.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. Because Silver is Gallade and Gallade is okay. Well, anyway, moving on. We're going off topic. We're going back to so yeah, they introduced Maria. Okay, listen, Dom, can I say something? And if I say something, can you promise not to get mad and call me a weeb?
Depends on the situation.
Depends on the situation. Maria's character is very different compared to the games. And in a more...
No, she's not sick. She's not dying.
Yeah, she's not dying, and also she's more like a westernized take of Maria.
What?
Because
what does that mean?
In the games, like, Maria's like this like sick anime girl trope, and then in the movies, there's this Maria's like this like tomboyish childhood friend kind of trope that you see a lot in Western media.
She has in the games.
Nah, like the way that she acts is very different. Like she teases Shadow, and like she mostly like sees Shadow's like, oh hey, he's like a cool alien guy, you know, that's cool. My parent, I don't know. That might just be my own. That's just my interpretation of watching a lot of anime and a couple of Western shows.
You cut out for that entire thing.
Is that Maria? I'm just saying Maria's a lot more like tomboyish and seems more like Western influenced in the movie compared to the games.
Crazy how the Western movie made by Western people
Yeah, I know, that's
has
crazy.
a bit of a differentiating thing. That's crazy.
I
But
know.
as for teasing Shadow, I don't know because I mean, literally happens in Shadow Gens. She makes some jokes at him
Yeah.
as expense.
But yeah, as with, I don't know. I mean, they're all very different characters compared to their game counterparts. But for Maria, it just kind of seemed to like come out. Maria was it seemed to come out a lot more. That they could have done like the same thing where Maria had an illness and was this cute anime girl, but
Hmm.
they made her more
Also, I
like
have no idea. No, finish your thing.
they made her more like the cool kid. Like
I don't know. I don't know where you're getting tomboyish from because that's definitely not the case. Um, she more like rebellious child, sure,
yeah, like a rebellious child.
but it's even like it's very minuscule about that because it's she's just having fun, so it's like whatever. But I see where you're coming from.
there's
She's
something
in the game.
very
She feels more she feels less reserved.
yeah, there's something very like 90s like live action Disney movie about her character, you know.
I see what you're saying, but I it's fine. It's nothing crazy.
That's just hey, you know, different interpretation of the character. I don't hate it. I like it. I listen, for the record, even though she's more westernized in this movie, I still like her for different reasons. Not more or less, but I still like her. Cuz she's like skating around the facility on skates cuz she's too cool for school.
I'm just saying you're wording it weirdly because you're saying it. You're making it seem like, oh, it's that darn Western media. Like
those darn Western medias.
Like,
Hot Topic isn't a thing in Japan.
Yeah.
Olive Garden doesn't exist in my world, damn it. But yeah, I know I worded it weirdly.
I won't say a thing. I could say a thing, but I will not.
Olive Garden. You know, we gotta look at it. I gotta look it up just so I know I'm not lying.
Also, thing I didn't notice in this part, when she plays the guitar, she's playing like a really slow acoustic version of Live and Learn. Didn't know that until people pointed it out later.
I noticed that like immediately because when Shadow's like waking up in the tube, like that, like he gets a flashback of that scene and it's specifically playing like Live and Learn.
Yeah, I just didn't notice it. I guess because it just was in a different like tempo, so my brain didn't pick up on it immediately.
I would like to issue a formal apology.
Yeah.
There are Olive Gardens in Japan.
Oh my god. Get got.
Get got, kid. They're mostly in Tokyo. Oh no, wait, hold on. Yeah, there's at least one Olive Garden in Japan.
Mm.
It's not showing me effing results, but there's at least one Olive Garden in Japan.
Mm.
Olive Garden near Japan, and it's Google Maps is still telling me the one that's down the street. Okay, here we go. Olive Garden in Japan specifically. What the fudge is this? What does an Olive Garden in Japan look like? Oh yeah. I mean, I guess it's not surprising. Italian restaurants are popular in Japan.
Mm.
But I've never seen an Olive Garden specifically. I do know that Japan has has at least one Taco Bell, and they don't even have Baja Blast. So like, what's even the fucking point?
I guess that's just because of Mountain Dew. So maybe they just didn't have like that specific.
Yeah, there's like no Mountain Dew in general in Japan. I only ever found it once in like a random vending machine in the middle of nowhere. I'm pretty sure it was haunted, so that's
maybe
cool.
not as popular
then. Anyway, back on topic. I like the scene where Maria, I don't know why Maria's there. They say like, oh yeah, she's Gerald's, you know, granddaughter, you know, like she has her own room in the like research facility, but like why is she there?
Yeah, they don't really like fully explain why. I guess it's just I don't know.
Maybe her parents didn't want to keep her, and they're like, "Hey, you take her." And Gerald's like, "I'm working at like a top secret research facility." And like, "Yeah, you could find room for her."
Way to make it sad. Dang.
Yeah, or maybe dead parents.
Also possible.
We can't have a piece of Sonic media without some sort of parental drama.
Yeah,
I'd say there's not really any of that. There's no parents in Sonic in general.
Yeah. It
It's
is
just
weird
this movie
that they don't.
continuity.
Yeah, it is weird that they just don't bring up the reasoning for her being there, but I guess it's just whatever.
Yeah. Anyway, so Maria finds Shadow, and there was a funny joke where she scribbles on his like tube and makes a little like chipmunk face on him.
That was funny. That was a fun little thing.
And then they have a best friends montage. Forget exactly the song they used, but they have a little montage of like Maria and Shadow having been the best of friends, and they like they have a scene where she's like in her skates and like Shadow is pulling her with and she's going down the hallways and she like crashes into a cake thing, and they're also watching Godzilla or something. Not Godzilla.
Some like kaiju movie.
Some kaiju movie, and they're like, "Oh, the evil alien from space," and Shadow's like, "Am I like the evil alien from space?" And Maria's like, "No, you good."
Yeah. What was it? Oh, I might have said this before when the stage came out, the Tokyo stage came out, but the blue fire for his air shoes feels cooler.
Was the blue fire in the movie? I don't remember.
I don't remember
but
either, but I'm just thinking about it from that stage, and I'm just like...
Yeah, the blue fire is definitely really cool.
Yeah, like it... Because it just heavily contrasts everything else. So when it's just like the normal orange fire, it just feels like,
orange or white, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, like, it's not... it's fine, but it just... I don't know, it's just... Visually, my brain likes it.
Yeah, I would not be mad if, like, video game Shadow had blue fire.
Mm-hmm.
Also, something also you didn't. Now that we're talking about Maria's backstory and this stage in Shadow Generations, I can complain about this. There's like a line at the beginning of the stage where Shadow's like, where Shadow has a very awkward line read of like, this is like how Maria described the Earth, and I'm like, that makes no sense for either Shadow to say.
Yeah,
because he's supposed to be video game Shadow who has taken on a different form. So, and video game Shadow has been to Earth before, so there's no reason that he would say that. And movie Shadow never was born and raised on Earth, or was raised on Earth. So, like, you know, he knows what the Earth looks like. So, like, why would Shadow say that?
Why does he say that? That is a little weird.
So, my best guess is that the movie DLC was in production before the finalized script, maybe? That or they didn't care and whoever made it did not watch the movie.
Yeah.
Or maybe they were not given like a script for the movie. Yeah, they were just like
not given full context.
Yeah, they were just like, it's Shadow, he's in Tokyo being chased by gun, go make a video game about it.
Yeah.
That's weird. Anyway,
I am curious now who's like scripted that whole stage.
Who is responsible? Because as cool as the Tokyo DLC is, it does feel a little like weird.
30% of.
What's up?
Yeah. Oh, I was gonna say 30% of Sonic fans. How can I make this about Ian Flynn?
How can we blame Ian? How can we blame Ian Flynn for this? Let's think about it for a second.
God. Anyway, I can't stand Sonic fans. What's next in the movie?
Because also there's no Japanese dub for that stage in the game.
Yeah, that is also weird.
Even though there's a Japanese dub for the movie.
Wait, I think you mentioned this before, but who voices Shadow in the movie?
Sephiroth?
Is it just the normal voice actor for the games?
No, it's
a different guy, right?
Because I remember ranting about this previously about how like the Sonic movies are like the Japanese dub for the Sonic movies are like the one piece of Japanese media that breaks the voice acting rule of
that's weird
having the same voice actors be in everything.
Yeah,
so they replaced Junichi Kanemaru, and they also have a different Shadow too. It's really weird.
Yeah, so maybe like they just couldn't get him again for redubbing that.
Yeah, and they didn't want to have like the wrong Japanese version of the Shadow dub it. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a very good stage. If you have the deluxe version, definitely play it. Anyway, moving on. So, Shadow and Maria sneaks Shadow out of the base, and then they look under the stars, and they have the very romantic scene. We're gonna play a different song Because this song has been playing for an hour, for almost 2 hours, and it's driving me
Oh, do
insane.
you want? Here, I can give you something because I found something earlier and I forgot to give it.
I was just about to play New Year's music.
Oh, I was just gonna give you a playlist of just a big old like it's like a 2-hour compilation of just Sonic music.
Is it copyright free?
I would assume so. Hold on, let me look
Is
through
it
all of them and make sure none of them have like vocals or anything.
is it AI gen? I'll just use my song. It's okay.
Okay.
It's New Year's. Shut up.
Yeah, good enough.
It's New
Yeah,
Year's. Shut up.
they all seem like just stage songs, and also Sega doesn't really get mad about people using their stuff as long as they don't make money off of it or whatever.
Anyway, back to what we were talking about.
Okay.
They have the nice scene where Maria's like, "Hey, did you know that the song is too loud?" Hey, Shadow, did you know that this song is too loud? Okay. Maria's like, "Hey, you know, the stars are so far away. By the time the light gets there, you know, the star might not even be there." And then Shadow's like, "Oh man, you know, the light is there even when the star is gone, and this will not come back later in the movie as a metaphor." But I like it. And then that's the end of that okay, because there's 3 flashback scenes. In the first flashback scene, Olive Garden just says like, "Oh yeah, we found Shadow in a meteor. He had chaos energy. We were trying to research it, and then shit blew up." So then we arrested Gerald for some reason. I'm still not sure why they did that, and they put Shadow in cryostasis because he was too valuable to kill, but he was too dangerous to be kept alive. I'm like, okay. Yeah. And then the second flashback is Shadow and Maria being best friends, and then the third flashback is how explicitly she died, because it's implied that she's died very early on, and you know, if you know anything about Sonic, then yeah, you know that she dies. But yeah. Funny thing about it is that she's not technically shot. They went out of their way to specifically not shoot her.
Yeah, they couldn't explicitly do that
in a kids movie. Yeah, listen, yeah. There is a gun. She does die, but they're not. It's not necessarily like they're like aiming at her, and
it's not a straight shot.
Yeah, I think like the young gun commander is like, well, there are kids there. What are you doing? And they're like, I have my orders. And he's like wrestling the gun away from him, and he accidentally shoots like a canister of chaos energy, and the whole crap explodes.
Yep.
I mean, like, yeah, it's not gonna be a kid. This is still a kids movie. It's rated like PG. And I remember in the movie both times there were like little tiny babies in that movie in the theater. I want to see what it's actually rated. Why do we not have ratings? IMDb, please give me something. Give me something.
Don't go to IMDb.
Why not?
It's just a bad website.
Did you know trivia? Following the release of Sonic 2, Jim Carrey announced he was considering retirement.
Yeah,
he would only return to PG.
Yeah.
That's odd. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so Maria did die, but it wasn't like explicitly stated. Yes, Kat, are you okay? She did a big stretch. She did that cat thing where like her back stretched.
Yeah.
You know, the Kit Kat thing. Anyway. So yeah, there's a big explosion. Gun guy, random gun soldier accidentally shoots a canister of chaos energy, and the whole thing blows up. I don't know why they were shutting it down anyway, because they're like Shadow and Maria were like watching movies, and then Joe comes in and be like, "We gotta get out of here! They're gonna take Shadow away from us!" And they're like, "Why?" I mean, I guess you could say that.
I would assume it's just a case of like going further through the research and like getting the stuff. It's like, oh, this dude is like crazy powerful. We should probably just put him away.
Yeah, I don't know. Or maybe like Gunn found out about it and wanted his power, I guess.
Or something like that.
But hey, it still plays out the same where Maria dies. It's Gunn's fault. Shadow feels also somewhat guilty. And also mad at the Earth. And Gerald goes to prison for some reason. I'm not sure why. Yeah, why did he go to prison originally? I guess just because, like, he resisted arrest, I guess. That's
Yeah,
worth going to
well,
prison for 50 years. Don't worry about it.
in SA2's like in like the game continuity, it's just because like it's for the same reason that I assumed it was for the movie, was just because like he kept giving them more research for Shadow, and it's like, oh, this dude is like crazy dangerous. We should probably just put him away.
Yeah. Don't know. Anyway, that was I like the Shadow Maria backstory. Very different. No space, no space colony arc, no sickness. But again, don't want just Sonic Adventure 2 the movie. And I think that what they did here was very cool.
I like it.
I like it. They did a better job than Sonic Adventure 2 of establishing Maria as a character.
Yeah.
Because that was not a thing in the games until, like, Dark Beginnings.
Uh-huh.
And that's not even a video game. So I guess not until, like, Shadow Generations.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like it. I mean, you got the impression that Shadow and Maria were best friends, but in Sonic Adventure 2, all you got was, like, Shadow was mad that Maria died, and that's all we got.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like Shadow Gens did a better way of like establishing it, like the very much like sibling-esque bond they have.
Yeah. Although I think
people keep, which I gotta say, people don't try and make it weird. Please don't.
they have a familial bond.
Nothing else. Don't be weird about it.
Don't be weird about it. Don't be effing weird about it. People can't comprehend familial. Listen, Dom, you should know that Sonic fans are not aware of what familial love is.
Help.
They never had no Sonic fans never had parents that loved them. They're Sonic fans. What do you expect?
God.
How do you think they ended up in the position of being angry all the time online about Sonic? Do you really think those type of people have great relationships with their parents?
This is very on brand for me, but I can make this about Fire Emblem so quickly.
I can make this about Fire Emblem so quickly.
I won't, but I could.
I'm gonna clip that and add that to my list, into my Dom out of context compilation. I can make this about Fire Emblem so quickly. Go ahead, do it.
I won't. No, I won't do it unless you really want me to.
Go. You've built it up so much. You have to say it now.
Okay, people are weird about the two characters in Sacred Stones being twins.
Oh.
Like, I know their swords are named after their weapons are very unfortunately named. However, you can just have a brother and sister be cool with each other without it being weird.
Yeah.
Just because you don't have a good relationship with your siblings doesn't mean anything. Doesn't have to be like this weird fake romantic tension that you're throwing down. They can just be twins that are cool with each other.
That's really funny. And again, I can make this about Bleach.
Go ahead.
Because there are also a subset of fans of Bleach who don't understand that a male and a female can be friends without wanting to screw each other.
Yep.
That they're like, they have to be shipped together. They can't just be friends. What are you talking about?
Yes.
Anyway, moving on. Shadow backstory, cool. Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. This scene that I have on screen of Shadow and Maria looking in a grassy field, looking at the stars. That was also in Dark Beginnings, and I'm not sure which idea came first. Like, Dark Beginnings came out first, but
yeah, I don't know.
Shadow. I just want to see if I can find a quick picture. Because I actually don't know when that scene is supposed to take place. I actually don't know when did they go to a grassy field. If they were born on the Ark. Yeah, what the fuck?
Well,
now
first off, your sword showed up. Second,
I typed in 3 for Sonic Movie 3.
Yeah. Second, people theorize that all of those points are like
Shadow imagining what his future with Maria could be.
Yeah, like it was like also like Black Doom messing with his head.
Yeah, it's this shot in particular.
Yeah. So I think it's just like
It also could
it's
just
just a
be like
multitude of different things. Yeah.
it could also be like the people who made Dark Beginnings knew knew about the Shadow script and wanted to have like some sort of connection, maybe.
Maybe that could.
That would
Also
not
be
be
it.
the first time the games have referenced the movies, because there was also the
Yeah, that could be cool.
Lightning and Sonic Frontiers.
Yeah, which is still a weird poll, I gotta say. But yeah.
I don't know. Anyway, moving
Yeah,
on.
that's like because that portion's like near the end, right?
Yeah, it's in two scenes. It's at the very end where Shadow's in the rocket going to the Ark and the sad
he's
song
having
is playing.
more flashbacks.
Yeah, and I think it's also in the PlayStation exclusive scene. Because that exists if you've never seen it. It's like a 30-second clip, and it's just Maria and Shadow talking in a grassy field.
Oh, okay.
And which just leads me to the question of, like, where does this take place?
Yeah.
Question is, shut up, don't think about it.
Yeah.
The answer is, shut up, don't think about it.
Yeah.
We're getting back to the movie.
Yeah.
So anyway, so they show up to this facility, and they do the split up, and Knuckles is afraid of ghosts, and Tails is friends with Sonic, and Stone has a one-sided love with Eggman. They go back and forth of calling Robotnik Eggman. I think it's like the Sonic Adventure style, where his name is Robotnik, but Sonic calls him Eggman as an insult.
Yeah, and he just adopted it.
Yeah, but he had the egg-shaped robots, and he referred to his egg sack before even meeting Sonic, so I don't know. Maybe he just has an egg obsession.
Yeah, maybe.
Eggman also said egg sack again, by the way. Because he's like, who stole my precious babies from my egg sack, or something to that effect.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so Gerald is still alive, which I actually do like, because, like, yeah,
it's a fun way to like twist it up.
Yeah, the two Eggmans meet, and then they betray Team Knuckles. This is one of the other cringe lines of the movie, where the two Eggmans meet, and then they're like, "Oh my gosh, we look so alike." It's almost like we're two characters being played by the same actor in a movie, and they look at the screen, they look at the camera.
Yeah, I heard there were people behind me during this, and
did they scream cringe?
Like, no, I just heard them go like, "Oh my god!"
Oh my god!
It's funny because I was feeling the same way. I was like, "All right, come on now."
And I know why they did it, because
it's true.
When my mom watched the movie and I was saying like that line was cringe, she was like, "Oh, I would have never gotten the fact that they were the same actor if they didn't explicitly say that." And I'm like,
"Oh,
you're the reason that they put cringe lines in these movies."
You did this.
But I'm like, I guess you wouldn't get the joke that they are actually literally the same actor.
Which also I was gonna ask, what is Gerald's name in Japan? Is it just Gerald? Like, did they mention Robotnik at all?
I think it's just the Gerald. We could look it up.
Yeah, because like that would be interesting if they like brought the Robotnik thing over to Japan from that.
Yeah, you know what? You might be right. It does say Gerald Robotniku.
Yeah, I wonder. Okay, I guess they just brought that over to it too. Huh? Interesting. Because I thought about that for a while, like because I'd never really like considered like, wait, what is his name there? Because Robotnik was an English thing.
Meow, 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 meow.
So yeah, I guess they just brought. Okay. Interesting. That was it. Soul vanished.
I'm looking into it, and I don't see any idea of like.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Who knows? Anyway,
Right.
maybe the Japanese did take in. I mean, it not the first time that the Japanese Sonic lore took influence from the U.S. Sonic lore.
Yeah, that's fine.
Anyway,
it works out.
So yeah, Eggman only teamed up with Sonic for like 5 seconds just to get to Gerald, and then immediately betrayed him. Like there was like they had like 1 or 2 scenes where they were friends.
Yeah.
And then so now we got 2 Eggmans, and
Now there are 2 of them.
now there are 2 of them. And they also got Shadow too, because Shadow recognizes Gerald and he's like, hey, what's going on? And he's like, we gotta exact our revenge on the Earth. And he's like, cool, let's do it. I'm down, let's go. And then they tied up Team Knuckles. I'm just gonna keep calling them Team Knuckles.
No, I'm for it.
Also, we are about halfway through my notes.
Okay.
But it shouldn't be too much longer.
Yeah.
Anyway, they did the classic blunder where they left the heroes to die, but didn't actually kill them themselves.
Yep.
That is
Foolish.
Another part of the movie I'm not a huge fan of. Is like, yeah, they just did that trope, like without like making fun of it at all, or like they just did the trope. They did the trope where they left the heroes to die without actually killing them.
Yeah, it's alright. Works. It's fun.
But yeah, then
It's also something. It's something very Eggman would do.
Yeah.
I feel. In most continuities, at least.
In most continuities. So then, anyway, Team Sonic goes to get Donut Lord and his wife, the Donut Queen,
Maggie.
And then they're actually in the movie for pretty much the rest of the movie,
which is good.
Because I mean, they were in the beginning, and it was looking like it was going to be another Sonic 2 situation where they're not in the movie at all.
Yeah.
But this is a roughly maybe like the first third of the movie, and then they get involved. So they make a big plot about how to get into the gun headquarters in London. Why are they still hiding from Gun? I don't know.
Yeah. It's weird.
This is the only reason that they're hiding from Gun is because they wanted to have this big scene where they break into.
They need a conflict for the sake of conflict.
Yeah. So when Sonic got tied up, Eggman stole the key card, and they're like, "Oh yes, you know, the key card is for my greatest invention, the Eclipse Cannon." And I'm like, "Oh, that's cool."
Yeah.
Because yeah, the Eclipse Cannon basically does the same thing it does in the games, other just minus the arc attached to it.
Yeah.
And it was like a secret thing that they that Gerald designed for the military as a exchange for getting freedom, I guess. But why did it take 50 years? Don't think about it.
Yeah, it's I don't know.
So anyway, they have this big Mission Impossible thing where Tom and Maddie, they're gonna go to London. I don't know why the gun headquarters is in London. I don't know why Prison Island is in Tokyo. I don't know.
Don't worry about it.
I don't know why this movie it takes place anywhere other than maybe the actors strike. Maybe, I don't know. That still doesn't make any sense. Answer is cause it's cool. Don't shut up. Don't think about it.
Exactly.
So the plan is Tom and Maddie disguise themselves, go into gun headquarters, take down the shields. Like Tails hacks into the thing, takes down the shields, and then Sonic goes into the thing. And they also explain how there's no pictures of the vault, so they can't just warp ring into it.
Yeah.
And then okay, so when they actually do that, Tom and Maddie disguise themselves as 2 characters from the movie, and that's their only appearance.
Rachel and I forget the other guy's name.
Randall and Rachel. I wrote it down.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
So like they disguise themselves as Randall and Rachel, which is weird for a numerous number of reasons. Why them specific? I guess Randall works for Gun, and they're like, okay.
Yeah, Randall's like a pretty high-ranking officer in Gun, from what we found out from the last movie.
But why Rachel?
As for Rachel, I couldn't tell you. They didn't give us anything of what they're doing now, so we don't know. Maybe she became a Gun soldier, but I don't.
When they came in, Randall's like, "I'm here to have lunch with my wife." So
yeah, so maybe.
Oh, Shut up. Don't think
Maybe
about it.
she's a gun officer now. I don't know.
My rate, and also they lied to us because they made these posters for Sonic 3 of Rachel and Randall and their actors when they're not even in the movie, and they're also,
I mean, they're by a technicality, they're there.
and they're also, I mean, and they're also only in for one scene, so I wouldn't necessarily call that like fake advertisement.
Yeah.
It's like for Sonic Frontiers saying, "Oh, we have 5 islands to explore," and like, no, you don't. We have 3 islands to explore, and one is used 3 times.
Yeah.
So we technically
But,
have 5 islands, but it's not really 5 islands.
Yeah, because I'm wondering if it's the case of just like the backlash of that scene, where they just weren't in it as much. But I don't know.
I don't know. I mean,
Because I feel like giving some explanation of what they're doing now would have helped this scene out even.
yeah, because why couldn't they just go to Rachel and Randall? Why did they even need the disguises? They
Yeah.
could have just had the actual people help.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Also, what's Donut Lord's name?
Tom.
Tom does a blackface. Anyway.
Oh my god.
Anyway, moving on. It's a very dumb scene for multiple reasons.
Yeah.
This is also like the closest thing we get to the wedding scene, because it's just Tom, Rachel / Randall. No, Tom, Maddie / Randall, Rachel. But it's only like a 5-minute scene, and again, there are Eggman and Tails and what are there.
Yeah.
So they hack into the thing, and they're like, "Oh no, Eggman's already hacked in!" And then they put on. Oh yeah, I forgot when they first showed up in London. The 2 Eggmans, the Lego Eggman 64.
Right.
Say like, "Oh, we're gonna go in alone," and Shadow's like, "What about me? What do I do?" And then like, "You just wait in the crab," and then Stone's like, "We can make guac," and Shadow's like, "Revenge guac."
Again, another moment where it's like, all right, come on, that's silly. But at the same time, I laughed. It was funny.
I laughed, yeah. And someone made a meme of like that one scene in the beginning of Dark Story in Sonic Adventure 2, and Shadow's like, "Maria, I promise you, revenge guac."
Good.
But anyway, when the Eggmans get there, they have to like, they have like special suits to stop them from getting chopped into bits by lasers, and then they have like a 5-minute like dance scene.
Like a weird moment.
I liked it though.
Mm-hmm.
This is
I
the
did
only...
see a tweet about it where people said like, okay, that's funny. First off, second, someone was like, oh man, they should have played Studiopolis here, and it's like, while I agree they should have more game songs, that would have felt weird and forced.
Yeah, apparently they do have some game songs here. I will say, we'll talk about that later. But in the scene where like the Eggman are breaking into the thing, and then Sonic's like, "Oh, we gotta go in. We don't have any time." Allegedly, that's when Escape from the City played, because I noticed in the credits, like, Escape from the City was listed as one of the songs used, but I don't remember hearing it at all in the movie, and people...
Yeah.
And then I looked it up online, and they're like, "Oh yeah, there's a little, like, motif of it when Sonic is, like, running through England," and I did not hear it either time.
Oh, okay. Might have to check that then.
And I think I was specifically listening to it for it the second time, but I did not hear it at all. So if it is there, it's very subtle.
Yeah.
But yeah. Oh yeah, also before, because they had to go from wherever the fudge they were to London, in the crab, and they're like, it'll be a couple hours to get to the crab. And Stone is like, it'll be a couple hours, and then Eggman is like, what should we do? And Eggman Grandpa is like, well, what have you always wanted to do with your father? Because Eggman, oh my gosh, I'm trying to abbreviate some of this, but there's so many things that happen in this movie. Because earlier, Sonic is like, oh, don't you ever wish you had a family? And Eggman's like, I have no family, I don't need no family. And then when he finds, his grandpa, he's like, oh my gosh, I do have a family, I love you, daddy. And then they have a big, like, virtual reality, like, play date where they're going down, they're riding the roller coaster, and he's learning how to, Gerald is teaching Eggman how to ride a bike, and then they're also having like cotton candy and stuff like that, and that's also where like,
yeah, it's fun. It's a goofy, it's a very Jim Carrey scene.
Yeah, it was just Jim Carrey having fun.
Mm-hmm.
And I do like that. think I said this in our watch along of the first two movies, but Jim Carrey's just having a good time.
Yeah.
That whole scene was definitely exclusively that. And that's where that scene came from. Because remember that trailer came out of like Gerald dressed as Santa Claus and then Eggman like hug jumping him, and people are like, "Where the fuck is this gonna be in the movie? What is the context behind this?" And the answer is there is no context. It just happens. That scene from that trailer just happens in full without any context.
Yeah. Goofy time.
But yeah, I like the laser dance scene. My question is, okay, so they have like suits, they have like these like jumpsuits, like skin tight spandex or whatever.
Yeah.
So that deflects the laser beams, but they don't have anything like covering their head.
Yep, thought the same thing. It's like you have zero head protection. You're just banking on the fact that they're not gonna move up there.
Yeah. Well, it's because they're actors and you have to see their faces.
Of course. We can determine one Jim Carrey from the other.
We have to determine one Jim Carrey from the other. So yeah, and then they get into the thing, and there's a key on a pedestal, but oh, it's gravity, and sometimes gravity is heavy and gravity is light. And then Sonic breaks in, and they have a big like three-way fight between like the gun forces that went to stop the Eggman's and Team Knuckles.
Yeah.
Which again, why? Why are you trying to stop? I know why you're trying to stop Eggman from getting the key, but why are you trying to stop Gun from getting the key? Because they had a scene later where Tom like took the key back from one of the gun officers, but I mean, I guess they're taking it because they don't. Okay, if we're going with the logic, like we don't trust Gun right now, then maybe that's why.
Just so nobody can use the Eclipse cannon under any circumstance.
Yeah, I guess like they don't trust Gun, like, that, or they don't trust Gun to stop Eggman, and they're thinking that it'd be better if Sonic had the key card as opposed to the Gun because Sonic can keep it safer, even though Sonic already had one of his key cards taken from him. So what the fuck? I don't know. Don't think about it.
It's weird.
I also remember another line that made me laugh was in the scene where they're tied up and they get their key card stolen. Sonic, they're like, oh, I remember Olive Garden guy gave you that key card, and Sonic's like, do you really think I'd be stupid enough to bring that with me? And Shadow takes it from his pocket, and Sonic's like, yes, we are that stupid.
It was good.
Anyway, they're having a big gravity fight, and that's where the scene from the trailer where Tom is like, Sonic!
Yeah, he yells for him.
Did you see
he
that?
He almost died.
Did you see that meme? Where it was like an international, it was I forget what language it was, but it was like one of the international another language version of the trailer, and in that scene where Tom like screams Sonic's name, and one of the international dubs, he's like just screams it in lowercase. Sonic, because in English he's like Sonic. Yeah, and then in one of the other ones it's just like Sonic.
Weird. Huh.
Hold on, I gotta find that, or you're gonna think I'm crazy. Sonic.
No, I believe you.
Oh my gosh. Sword came out again, sorry. Not going to make a joke.
But yeah, it's also just weird because, like, there's also, like, like, you can... What is it? Oh my god, let me try that again. The like, motivation for Gun being against Sonic is understandable because she thought that he caused the attack and why Walters died.
Sorry. I was trying to find that clip and I can't find it. Say that one more time.
Oh, the motivation that you can understand the motivation for Gun's side to try and stop Sonic because the like second in command lady, she assumed that they attacked Walters and took the key card.
Yeah, that's another dumb, like, plot contrivance, because, like, after the cafe was attacked, Team Knuckles left, and, just left Olive Garden guy's body there. I need to stop having joke names for everyone, because it's going to get really confusing to listen to, and it's also getting confusing to keep straight in my head. Anyway. But yeah, they left. So
Yeah,
then they just assumed, oh, I guess Sonic and friends killed Walters.
Yeah, which is again just sake of having a conflict.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's weird.
But then they take the key card and Sonic's all beat up because the heavy gravity almost threw a pile of rocks into Tom and
You can do it.
Wait, hold on, I need to pull up that sound effect. Give me a second, it'll be worth it. It's the dial-up internet sound.
Oh, okay.
Okay, right on. Not worth a bit. Wait, I have it written down somewhere. I have it written down somewhere.
You want me to just say it?
No, I can look it up. I have to look it up myself, or I'll never learn.
Okay.
Tom and Maddie. Did I get it right? Okay.
Isn't it Maggie?
Maddie?
Is it Maddie?
It's not Maggie.
No, you're right. It is Maddie. Yeah. Why do you think it was Maggie?
Sonic movie. Okay. Maddie. Maddie's shirt theory.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, I guess we'll get into that in a second because I saw that recently. That was pretty funny.
Yes, it is Maddie Wachowski.
Okay. I don't know where Maggie came into my head.
Anyway, so the gun commander gets the key and like storms off into the hallway, and they're like, you know, F this.
Yeah.
And then, okay, so here's what happens. Tom disguises himself as Olive Garden, as
Walter.
To take the key from the girl.
Second command. She probably has a name, but I don't think they say it often.
Yeah. And then while he's still disguised as Walters, Shadow finds him, and he's like, I remember you. You're one of the people that caused Maria's death. And then he effing chaos punches Walter/Tom in the effing gut.
Yeah.
And then he, quote-unquote, dies. He doesn't die.
No.
But, you know, Shadow, that's where the line of, like, what did you do? What I had to.
Yeah,
Shadow's
it's
like
an interesting, like, correlation.
Yeah.
Whole thing.
Because it wasn't necessarily a, oh yeah, it wasn't on purpose, but it definitely, like, he didn't feel too bad about it. Because Shadow's all dark side. And yeah, it was definitely a parallel.
You definitely see, like, a second of hesitation for him, because it's like, oh god, I just did the thing that they did to me. That gun did to me. Where, like, I attacked his family without warrant and didn't realize. But he's still like, I'm still here for revenge. I'm still here for the revenge guac, so.
I'm still here for the revenge guac.
Yeah. So, like, he kind of shrugs it off, but yeah.
But yeah, it is definitely a parallel, because immediately afterwards, Sonic is like, I'm so fucking mad, I want revenge right now, fuck it, all of our things, where's the fucking Master Emerald, Knuckles?
Mm-hmm.
And then,
something we should have correlated before, because it was mentioned very early, is, at this point, Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles all agreed that the Master Emerald is kind of crazy, and, we should not be using that. So, we had Knuckles guard it and leave it.
Oh yeah.
To someone hide it away so we don't know where it is.
Yeah. No, and they made a promise not to use it because when they were planning to invade the gun base, like Maddie or something is like, why don't we just go Supersonic? And Sonic's like, that wouldn't be the right choice. That we can't use that power for evil or whatever.
You can't use it for like their own gain or something.
Yeah.
They use it only under like extreme reasonings.
Yeah. I need to find a new song. This song's driving me crazy. Is it autumn?
No.
It's close enough to autumn.
It's winter. I could just give you this.
Okay, fine. Give me the Sonic playlist.
It just has like stage music. It doesn't have like any copywritten music. You're fine. It's just the stages.
Chill and relaxing Sonic music, Volume 1.
I
loud.
Went through all of it. It is a little loud. Yeah, it's just stage musics.
Okay. Anyway, but then Sonic gets mad and is like, okay, Knuckles, I don't give a fuck anymore. Tell me where the Master Emerald is. And it looks like they're about to like have a fight, but it's Knuckles of all people who's like, okay, fine, I won't fight you. You know, I'll trust your judgment, even if it looks like you're making the wrong call. So I'm like, that's cool. Sonic and Knuckles trust each other. Or Knuckles at least trusts Sonic enough to be like, hey, I'm gonna keep good on my word of trusting you, even though I think you're making the wrong decision. And then this is the one and only connection to the Knuckles show, because Knuckles is like, I entrusted the Master Emerald to the most powerful warrior in the universe, and it's the GOAT, my BFF, my GOAT, my man, my Oshi, Wade Wimple.
Wade mention.
This is the only scene that he's in, and that it's the best scene in the movie, because Wade is playing like hockey with the Master Emerald. And that's the only connection to the Knuckles show, because in the Knuckles show, that was like Wade's like character arc, is that Knuckles was like gonna teach Wade how to become like a true warrior, and by beating his deadbeat dad in bowling, that Wade became a true warrior in Knuckles' eyes. Don't worry about it. It makes sense if you watch the show. But I think that's the only like real connection.
Yeah, and it's not even like fully necessary, because it could just chalk up to like, oh, I guess he just gave it to Wade because he felt the reason to.
Yeah, but I guess it wouldn't make sense of why Knuckles specifically calls him, I gave it to the strongest warrior in the universe, and that was definitely the wording they used in the Knuckles show. Yeah, I'm glad I sat for that like 5-hour Facebook Marketplace ad. Really great. Actually, no, Wade in a Knuckles costume made it worth it.
Yeah.
We gotta pull that picture up. The fudge is it? Okay, I found it. Okay, we're done now.
I await the me.
What?
I await the me fighter.
Oh yeah, 100%. I haven't forgotten. I just might have forgotten. So anyway, the Eggman steal the Eclipse cannon with Shadow, which the Eclipse cannon is also conveniently just in a lake in London. Very, very convenient that Eggman just it's two convenient things, because first it was Eggman was happening to be watching TV in the crab that was in the Tokyo Bay, yeah, and now this Eclipse cannon is just in London. I mean, I guess it's near Gun's base, that's why they put it there.
Yeah, probably, yeah. Maybe, yeah.
Yeah. And then, Stone tries to warn Eggman that, he thinks that there's more to Gerald's plans, and that he might be in danger. And Eggman is like, I don't care about you, whatever, I just want to be with my new dad.
You're not my grandpa.
You're not my grandpa. He's like has a moment. He's like, no, I don't want to lose you again. And I'm like, oh, he cares about him.
Yeah.
But Eggman just cares about his dad. See, now every 3 minutes, I'm like, what is this Sonic song? Flame Core. Okay.
Yeah, the description just has them all. Yeah.
But yeah, and then 5 minutes later, Gerald, they have the flashback where Maria dies, and then Shadow's all angry, and then he powers up the Eclipse cannon, and Eggman's like, what the fuck's going on? Why is Shadow powering up the Eclipse cannon? And because the Eclipse cannon was said to only be able to like destroy like a building or something, to like have like a powerful space leap beam. But then Gerald's like, oh yeah, you know, with Shadow's chaos power, I'm gonna blow up the entire Earth and us with it, because F humanity. And Eggman's like, whoa, what the fuck? So that's a fun little plot twist. Not a plot twist, I don't know, but a twist of like, oh yeah, now Eggman is all good and now trying to take down Gerald.
Yeah. And
they have like a fun little fight. Because they also have like the suits that look very Sonic Adventure 2-ish. Oh yeah, I have it in the little picture. It's not the suits, this is like from the ending credits, but you get the idea. he gets the classic Eggman suit.
Yeah.
Actually, isn't that in like a promotional image? Whatever. Anyway, not important.
Also, why did Gerald just have 2 of them at the ready?
I think that was part of
colors?
his plan. I think that was part of his plan.
Oh, okay.
Well, why they were on the Eclipse cannon is another question.
Yeah.
Because they like came out of a container in the Eclipse cannon, but like Gerald definitely wanted to use Eggman to get the 2 keys to the Eclipse cannon. So I don't know, man. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, just to move the plot forward, I guess.
Oh my god, my throat hurts. We're almost done, I promise. This is like the final act of the movie. Because Supersonic shows up and just breaks into the and like flies into space because the Eclipse cannon is like in space at this point. And
Yeah.
oh, okay, the music changed. It changed abruptly. Sonic 3D Blast? Okay, moving on. So Supersonic shows up and starts beating the crap out of Shadow. He takes him, he snatches him out of the Eclipse cannon. I keep wanting to call it the Arc. And he beats Shadow's ass. And then somehow, I'm not exactly sure how, but the Chaos Emeralds get like knocked out of Sonic, and then Sonic goes to grab it, and they both touch the Chaos Emeralds at the same time, and they both go super, and they have a effing whole ass planet-wide Dragon Ball Z fight.
Yeah.
And it's sick as hell. And I'm wondering, like that's sick as hell. Like, why have we never gotten like a Super Sonic versus Super Shadow like fight in the games?
Yeah.
Because I believe
Never really occurred.
the only time that ever happened outside of this, unless it probably happened in the comics, but I remember it happened in Sonic X, is when they had a Super Sonic Super Shadow fight.
You cut out for most of that.
It probably happened in the comics, but the only other time I remember Super Sonic and Super Shadow having a fight was in Sonic X. I think like in the 3rd arc they had a fight.
Yeah, I don't know fully if they ever show it, but there is like I think there's a Super Sonic and like Hyper Knuckles fight at some point in the comics.
Okay.
But that's like way early Archie comics.
But yeah, I definitely like the Super Hedgehog fights. It's one of the best parts of the movie because they make Super Sonic out to be like extremely Omega overpowered in this movie.
Yeah.
Or in this series.
Something I thought about during this moment was like, I mean, we'll get into like a little bit more to it, but it's like when Sonic uses the emeralds, he kind of like it's like a lot. It's like a differentiating like characterization for him essentially.
I don't think so because I know what you're talking about. In the first movie, like Knuckles is like, oh, that's not the Sonic you knew. He's corrupted by the evil power of the emeralds, and he summons a chili dog. And he's like, nope, never mind. That's still the same Sonic.
Not so much for 2. I know people were talking about that for 2, but for 3, like especially, like although it happens in the games kind of too, like whenever he gets the emeralds, like he gets pretty serious.
Yeah, I think that's just him being serious. And also at this point in the story, he's like mad about Tom maybe dying.
Yeah, but people were like bringing up like a case about it. It's like, man, they're kind of like pushing it towards the case of like the emeralds being kind of like crazy, because apparently in an interview with the director, he had said like, yeah, when Sonic went super, his entire intention was to kill Eggman.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't know. Yeah, because they definitely in the first movie they made a hint of that, and like this 3rd movie
definitely are like pushing it to like 11 because they're like, oh man, Fleetway Sonic is canon. It's like, no, no, nothing like that. But I'm saying they could make it like kind of interesting, where like they really want to put out to be like the emeralds are kind of dangerous to use.
Yeah, they are definitely. I definitely agree that they are treating it like, oh yeah, we can't use that power because we made an oath to not use it.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's just an interesting thought process.
I don't think it like corrupts Sonic. Like, I think the emeralds are definitely supposed to like represent that, but I don't think they literally do it.
Oh yeah, I did kind of word that weird at the start, but yeah, it's like it is intriguing to for them if they're going down that route to go down that route. It is kind of cool.
That is interesting. I never thought about it that way, but you are right that the emeralds, even if they don't literally do that, they do symbolize like dark intent because Sonic got them at the end points.
Mm-hmm.
And then so anyway, back to what we were talking about.
Yeah, sorry. Just that was just an interesting point that I thought to bring up at this point.
They have a really cool fight that has a lot of cool CGI about them, like they like fight for the entire planet. Like the background changes as they like fight, and they're like going for Egypt and whatnot. And then you can see them like from the Eclipse cannon, and they're like zipping around all over the world. It's really cool.
Yeah.
And at one point, Sonic punches Shadow hard enough that he flies all the way up into the and crashes into the moon, and now they're just like on the moon. That's super sick.
Yeah.
And then Sonic has the opportunity to like kill Shadow, and Shadow's like, "What? Do it! Don't you want revenge? Kill me!" And I'm like, "Damn, Shadow, okay." Damn, Shadow.
Well, it makes sense because like at this point he has nothing else to live for. Like the plan set in motion. He's like, all right, revenge is good. Like set. There's no way they're stopping this. I can die. I can essentially die now.
Yeah, the plan was that he was gonna die anyway because they explained that when the Eclipse Cannon blows up the Earth, it's also going to kill them.
Mm-hmm.
But Sonic remembers the scene from the beginning of the movie about how like, oh yeah, you know, it's good that you're lost and define who you are, Sonic, and you make the right choices. It's what you do with the gift of life that determines who you are. Mewtwo, 1997. When the first Pokemon movie
you have
came
in your
out?
lungs.
What's up?
Is what you have in your lungs.
98.
Oh, that movie, yeah.
Yeah. It's what you do with the gift of life that determines who you are. Mewtwo, 1998. So then Shadow remembers the scene of where Sonic's like, hey, even though Maria is gone, the love that you have for her still remains. And then they remember the scene from earlier about how even though the light is there even when the star is gone, and I'm like, oh, that's a good metaphor.
Mm-hmm.
I really like that metaphor.
Yeah.
So Sonic is like, hey, I'm a good guy, I'm not gonna kill you, and Shadow's like, hey, I'm not going to let my past determine who I am, and I'm gonna make the good choices, and it's never too late to make good choices. And then they both go super again, and Live and Learn Orchestral Remix starts playing, and they fight some robots in space, and it's sick.
So I want to point out.
Live and learn, hanging on. Sorry, go on.
So obviously this is peak fiction. First off.
And the words of yesterday. Go on.
But the fun part about this was that person behind me again. When the guitars were kicking in, I heard her say, "Oh, shut up right now! I'm gonna cry." I was like, you know what? Me too.
I don't have any funny theater stories other than during the scene where the two Eggmans were meeting, there was a baby crying.
Oh.
Like old man Jim Carrey was just too much to handle. But I was about to start screaming and crying it when I first saw that movie.
Yeah.
When I first saw it.
I was grinning like an idiot the whole time. I'm like, oh hell yeah.
Because like it's not like City Escape where like it's technically in the movie but we can't even hear it. It's literally like it's still like an orchestral song, but it definitely like it has the guitars and you can hear the original song of going live and learn in the background. It's
I think it's cool
explicit.
they use the vocals from like one of the symphonies.
Yeah, I want to say it's from the Sonic concert remix.
Yeah,
I think they also used,
which is cool.
I think they also used the Sonic concert remix in Shadow Generations for the final boss.
Mm-hmm. It does make me I do feel a little bit sad about this moment too because of what happened with what's the guy's name, Johnny something, the Crush 40 vocalist.
Oh yeah, about how they're suing Sega over not giving them money.
Yeah, which is a little sad because like I'm sad that apparently was just not happening for him. I feel bad for him.
Sega not paying their employees a company not paying their employees properly? Dom, never. That would never happen.
It's just a little unfortunate. However, this is still one of the coolest scenes in like ever.
Yeah. Pay your artists, but also live and learn is awesome. And it was the best part of the movie.
I hope they get that sorted out. Is what I mean.
Someone made a remix. Someone made a meme video of the re-release of Sonic Adventure 2 after the lawsuit, and they replaced Live and Learn with like the final boss theme of like Sonic Lost World or something.
Oh, that's silly.
Hold on. See if I can quickly find it. See if I can. I think it was a Twitter video. It was a Twitter video, and I can't. Stupid Twitter never lets me even effing find anything. What if I specifically add meme? Is there swearing in Sonic Adventure 2?
Oh my god.
The song Death Chamber played during one of Knuckles' level, and Knuckles' theme contained the word damn, though it is not present in the game and only featured in the soundtrack. No characters use profanity. IMDb is good for, like, trigger warnings. Because if you go to any, like, series and then go to, like, you go to anything on IMDb and then you scroll down and you find, Parents Guide, it'll give you, like, a list of, like, trigger warnings.
That's good.
Which I like.
It's unfortunate that anytime I try to find roles and voice actors, they give me awful listings. And not everything. TVA for that.
Okay, so for Sonic Adventure 2 on IMDb Parents Guide, under sex and nudity, they put mild, and the reasoning is the child creatures mate with each other. The process, though, is not explicit.
Oh my god. I take it back. IMDb's bad.
But yeah, as I said in the Sonic Dream Team, I'm not a huge fan of, like, age ratings, because that's very arbitrary, but definitely listing, like, things like that is good.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're almost done with the movie, I promise.
Yeah, anyway, peak fiction occurs.
Peak fiction occurs. You know, the only issue is that that scene is, like, broken up into, like, several scenes because they cut back to Eggman and Gerald fighting.
Yeah, which I get, but man.
Right. That's one of my only other complaints with the movie is that, like, yeah, I think that might be my only two complaints about the movie. It's that the whole Sonic Team Sonic versus Gun is a little contrived, and also the best scene in the movie is a little bit ruined by bad editing, by ADHD Zoomer brain editing.
Yeah, and a fun bit here, like after the first like bit where they start fighting the robots, or when they start first fighting the robots, there's that point where Sonic and Shadow have like a little bit of banter, and Shadow has like a little bit of cockiness to him. I miss that from the games.
I do too. Remember in Sonic Adventure 2 when Shadow did a trick and he said, "I'm the coolest."
Yeah, but it especially is kind of the case in like the banter in Heroes, where Shadow just like gets all like overly cocky towards Sonic, and I'm like, that's fun. I like that. They don't do that anymore.
Yeah, I want to blame not Ian Flynn, okay? It's not Ian Flynn this time.
No, I would more so blame the prior writers.
Pontac and Graf.
Yeah, I would definitely, because
again, not Pontac and Graf's fault. It's Sega wanted to have a change of directing, and they specifically hired weird. People who didn't know anything about Sonic.
Yeah, it is weird that they hired them. Like, I'm sure they're fine writers. Like, I'm not gonna harp on them.
I love
that.
Sonic
like,
Boom.
Sure oh yeah, Sonic Boom is hilarious.
I want another season of Sonic Boom.
Yeah, but just the case of like them when your writers have to look up a wiki for the game that they're writing for, kind of bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is something I kind of hope for after Shadow had just had to reevaluate his trauma for a bit to grow as a character.
Yeah.
I kind of hope he gets that back, because I kind of like that about him. Like he's not sad anymore. He can be a bit of a goof sometimes.
Yeah, because I definitely also miss that part of Shadow's writing. And hopefully that comes back, because especially I have hope of that because of how good the story of Shadow Generations was.
Because like the idea of him being like kind of smug about like, oh, I'm literally built to be like the ultimate life form.
I'm the ultimate.
I think I can be a little. I think I can have a little ego as a treat. I think that's fun.
Sorry, Aquatic Mind just started playing, and I had to jam out to it for a second.
Yeah.
Actually, no, that's not Aquatic Mind. That's not Mad Space. Knuckles' space level.
Oh, Meteor Herd.
Meteor Herd, yeah. Not Aquatic Mind. I'm sorry, I'm a fake Sonic fan. Anyway. At some point, Tails and Knuckles show up to help Eggman. I do like the Eggman fights because they have like nano machines, and they like Eggman turns into like a praying mantis, and Gel turns into like a scorpion, and they have a big fight.
Yeah, it's silly. It's just silly.
It's a fun fight. I just hate how it was edited over Live and Learn.
Yeah, like putting it. Yeah. I mean, I get it, but yeah, it's just a little weird.
When the movie comes out on streaming, I'm going to re-edit the movie to put those scenes in chronological order. Anyway, so yeah, Tails and Knuckles show up to help Eggman. Then Eggman throws Gerald into an energy stream, and he effing dies just like instantly.
Straight up.
He just gets thrown into the energy, and he's like, ah. And he dies, and man gets eviscerated.
Casual patricide.
What?
Is that patricide? Hold on.
Oh, killing it. I think that's killing your parents. I don't know if that counts for grandparents.
Yeah, I don't know.
Dom's Google search history be like, does patricide include grandparents, or can I get away with that?
I was about to say, maybe I shouldn't Google that.
I'll Google it.
Alright.
How do you even spell it? Killing of one's father.
Yeah.
Our grandfathers.
Do grandfathers count for patricide?
Yeah, I think do. Do grandfathers count for patricide? Estimate does not include the murders of This estimate does not include the murders of grandparents or step-parents by a child, only the murders of their natal or legally approved parents.
Okay.
That's what the Wikipedia says about the number of patricides.
Oh.
So Wikipedia doesn't count that in their, like, metrics.
And I trust Wikipedia with my life. Donate to Wikipedia, by the way.
Donate to Wikipedia. Actually, I have money now. I should donate to Wikipedia. Remind me to do that later.
Yeah.
Killing of one's uncle, killing of one's child, one's brother, husband, nephew, father, mother, offspring, sister, wife. No, there's nothing for grandfather. We'll just call it great patricide.
Yeah.
He committed patricide.
Yeah. I guess that doesn't happen as often to have a term for it.
Yeah. So yeah, there's a lot of death in this movie.
Mm.
I mean, it's still like a kid's movie. Nobody like gets hurt. I mean, I don't even think there's any blood now that I think about it. There might be a little bit of blood on Olive Garden guy.
Yeah, but not like any like overly explicit. Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, it's really funny. And then Eggman makes a joke about it, and he's like, "Oh, I'll tell you one thing. You made a really good bug zapper." And I'm like, your grandfather just fucking died. You just murdered your grandfather.
You only spent a day with him.
And he spent the equivalent of several years with them during that like montage.
He had a VR experience with him.
You know, VR. He had a whole day in VR chat with his grandfather. But yeah, it's
funny.
That's really funny. Gerald just gets thrown into like the energy wave that Shadow generated, and he's just like whoop, dead, gone.
Yep.
Anyway, the laser, but it's
before that, like right before that moment, there was the case of like Eggman was hanging off of the thing, and he's like, any last words, and it's something dumb like "I love you." Well, no. I'm not gonna tell you.
Yeah, it was totally that.
Yeah, it was funny. There was like a theater-wide chortle from that one.
Theater-wide chortle?
Yeah, it was silly. It was funny. Nothing gut-busting, but the delivery was pretty funny. I liked it.
Trying to figure out if I have a more appropriate picture. Here, we'll do this picture. Where, I'll explain the context of this picture in a minute.
This will make sense later.
They adapted the Eggman pissing on the moon scene. I was half expecting someone in the theater to scream that out when that scene happened.
Oh my god.
Listen, I like those dubs.
The fan dubs are funny.
They have poisoned the minds of
yes,
Sonic
correct.
fans. Anyway, so Gerald dies, but it's too late. The lasers are already being fired. So the super hedgehogs like hold it back by working together, while Eggman, Knuckles, and Tails try to like steer the laser away from Earth. And that's when they cut the moon in half.
Mm-hmm.
And which, and
also,
I'm gonna
we did kind of glaze over it for a second though. Just like the whole scene of them going super and fighting the robots. Just very cool fight choreography for that.
Oh yeah, especially also with the super fight with across the Earth. That was really cool. I like the editing there, where like they were fighting and like the background was changing while they were still fighting.
I don't know who's choreographing these fights lately with like Dark Beginnings, Shadow. Yeah, like, well, I think for that it's called choreography because it's like laying out like a scene of like actions. Because people do that for like, because it's for like the dances too. They also use the term choreography, but it's just like a list of actions listed out through like a thing of media.
Cinematography by Brandon Frost. Oh yeah, do you know that one of the people
cinematography is different because it's like how the camera work is for cinematography.
Yeah. Screenplay
is like the, it would be, I think it would be specifically choreography. But I don't know if they'll like, I don't know if they like list that out. It would be under like the 3D things, but
Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Winter Games is this song. Okay.
The point I'm trying to make is like whoever's like making like putting out these fights lately for like Dark Beginning, Shadow, Generate, and Zens, and this, like, they're pretty good.
Oh yeah, I definitely like the animation in Shadow Gens.
Yeah.
Especially compared to Frontiers' let's stand around and loop the same 3 animations cutscenes.
Yeah, which is why I'm saying Marza and Blur should just be making the cutscenes from now on. I'm just saying.
I want to say it's just a budget thing. I want to say that why
it's definitely the case of like Frontiers gave them a lot of budget to work with, and so they could probably do that. And also Shadow Gens was a shorter game.
Yeah, and also I think the success of Sonic movie 1 and 2 is also why this film looks so good, and also why there's no Olive Garden sponsorship.
Yeah, because Marza worked on for most of the CG for him too, right? I think for at least for the movies.
Yeah, I did know. I was gonna say I noticed in the credits that Marza was in the credits, and also I know one of the people who's involved in making the movie also worked on the cutscenes. Was like the director for the cutscenes for Shadow the Hedgehog, which makes that earlier Shadow the Hedgehog reference make more sense.
Yeah, Blur Studios.
Yeah. Remember earlier when they referenced Shadow the Hedgehog by having like Sonic fall down and Shadow be standing behind him?
Yeah.
That makes more sense.
Yeah. Which is very cool. Just a very big fan of that. I just saying, like, if they can afford it, do it.
Do it.
Have Mars and Blur just do those scenes, do cutscenes from now, and it's very, very good.
I know both Shadow Gens and Sonic 3 did really well financially, so it's a good indicator for
Sonic
future things.
They broke like, I mean, the full movies now, all 3 of them together have grossed over $1 billion now.
Oh yeah, I think they did make a tweet about that. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Anyway, focusing. I have like 2 more pages of notes.
Oh, but the other point I was gonna make, it's very short. But for the fights, Shadow used Chaos Spear, and they never like mention it.
When he was super.
Yeah, so I wonder if that's gonna be like the case for the thing. But maybe, I don't know. They didn't do a lot of his abilities.
That scene reminded me of Bleach, because a recent episode of Bleach also had a character that had like a bunch of like arrows surround them in a circle and then shoot them out.
Huh.
And so when I saw that, I'm like, oh, this is just like in Bleach. But yeah, anyway. So yeah, I don't know if that's only a thing that Shadow can do in like super form, or if that's like a normal thing he can do. I don't know, man.
Yeah, maybe they just never thought to have him use it outside of being super. I don't know.
He used Chaos Spear in the movie DLC, although he also used Chaos Control, and there's no Chaos Control in this movie.
Yeah.
Which is really interesting, because that was like a very major plot point of Sonic Adventure 2 that's just not in this movie at all.
Yeah.
And again,
I'm curious.
And again, I approve of that, because again, I don't want just Sonic Adventure 2 the movie. I like the original thing that we got.
I still feel like Shadow having one of his major abilities be present.
Oh, hold on, we got Sonic and the Black Knight music.
Yeah.
See, this is why I can't have things like this as my background music, because I just get distracted. So yes, Eggman did inadvertently piss on the moon.
Yes.
And are they going to reference Sonic Adventure 2 by never mentioning the moon ever again?
Yeah, it makes me wonder if that's how that's going to play out in the future.
Until like 20 years later, when a short randomly references that, an animated short references that.
Yeah.
When I first watched Dark Beginnings and they showed the broken moon, I was like, oh, there it is.
Yeah.
It was dumb in the games because like it wasn't like, oh, that was a different game. It was a different unrelated game that didn't have the moon continuity. No, it was Shadow the Hedgehog, which is a direct sequel to Sonic Adventure 2 and a direct continuation of Shadow's story from Sonic Adventure 2. It starts with a flashback of a scene in Sonic Adventure 2, and one of the first scenes of Shadow the Hedgehog is Shadow standing in front of a fully... Whatever. You know, I want to talk about it.
It's weird.
My headcanon is that what happened in the anime happened, where Eggman fixed the moon as an apology.
That probably would have been the better choice, because they did... I think Izuku was asked this like a way back. But he just said, like, it's just the side of the moon that you can't see.
That's BS, and you know it. You know it,
No,
Dom. You know it, Dom.
I absolutely agree. But at the same point, modeling a moon like that, how they did in Dark Beginnings, would probably be a nightmare.
Oh yeah, it could just be a JPEG. That's what PO6 does.
Yeah.
Where it's just
Maybe.
like a PNG of a broken moon.
Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah.
It's also again the case of I'm certain that they probably didn't think that people would be this weird about the continuity of a blue hedgehog that runs fast in a platformer.
Well, listen, in Shadow the Hedgehog, I'll argue with you on this one.
You're not helping my point.
Shadow the Hedgehog, Shadow the Hedgehog literally asked people to care about the continuity of the Sonic series because it is directly tied to the events of Sonic Adventure 2. If you did not play Sonic Adventure 2, Shadow the Hedgehog would make no sense. So it's assumed that you played Sonic Adventure 2 before Shadow the Hedgehog. And because Shadow the Hedgehog asked you to care about the continuity, specifically what happened in Sonic Adventure 2 and how it relates to Shadow the Hedgehog. So it's not like fans, grasping at straws and making nothing out of something. The writers of the story wanted that to happen, wanted you to make that connection, and they specifically effed up.
Can't win them all.
Can't win them all.
I'm just saying you're further proving my point.
The
Sonic fans will grab any small thing and grasp it for dear life.
If you're gonna blame me, then also blame the Sonic team in the first place.
I never said I wasn't.
Okay. Anyway.
Another thing Sonic fans do, make baseline assumptions and jump to conclusions.
What did you just say about my wife? Anyway.
The moon gets cut a little bit. A little off the top.
No, that looks like it's cut like straight in half. Okay, maybe not like in half, but still.
No, it's not full in half. No, it's like a fourth of it is now gone.
The laser is dealt with, and Sonic like runs out of superpower and falls to the earth, which is like the opposite situation that happened in Sonic Adventure 2, because Shadow's still super, but Sonic like runs out of power and loses super form and falls to earth.
I kind of like that.
That's cool. But then Tails and Knuckles like jump out of the arc and save Sonic and use a warp ring to go back to Earth. And then the very last scene is they dealt with the laser, but the Eclipse Cannon is about to like overheat and explode. I guess I don't know why. I guess it was
because that was the case. That was why Gerald said that they would probably die as well, because or are going to die as well, because I assumed that was what was going to happen. Was the
okay. My assumption was like the explosion was going to be. No, they said the explosion was going to destroy everything in like a 10 million mile radius. I think that
maybe I'm crazy then.
So I might be wrong, but my interpretation was that the explosion was what was about to kill them. But either way, I guess it makes sense that the Eclipse Cannon blows up because it was not meant to handle that kind of energy.
Yeah.
Because it's like overpowered, or like I mean, it was made for that because Gerald designed it and specifically had this in mind. Probably.
Yeah, but he probably didn't think. He didn't think ahead of like the case of All right. Well, what happens after the if it he probably didn't factor in the case of if the laser missing.
Yeah, he did not factor that in. Because I guess his plan was to destroy all of humanity, including himself. Yeah. Anyway, so the Eclipse Cannon
Blow up and act
is
like
about...
he doesn't know anybody.
What?
Blow up and act like you don't know nobody.
Anyway, Eclipse Cannon is about to overheat and blow up, and Team Sonic is on the ground. And Tom and Maddie are in a hospital. So it's just Eggman and Super Shadow, and Eggman and Super Shadow team up, and Shadow gives them the speech of make good choices and yada yada. And so Eggman is like, okay, I'm gonna do things right because this is partly my fault.
Partly.
What's up?
I made this.
I made this? Sorry, Aquarium Park started playing.
No, I'm with you. Aquarium Park is one of my favorite Sonic songs, period.
Oh yeah, it's really good. I was gonna say, there's a good remix I like, but it's a mix of Aquarium Park and an anime song that I don't think you know.
Mm-hmm. Since we're on the topic, it'll be quite fast. A lot of people didn't like the Ultimate rearrangements. I agree for the most part.
What
I
Ultimate?
do like the... Huh?
What Ultimate rearrangements?
Colors Ultimate.
Okay, Colors Ultimate.
Tracks,
I was like, you talking about Smash Brothers Ultimate? Colors Ultimate?
Oh, no, that was
the Ultimate Life Form Shadow the Hedgehog?
Yeah. But I agree for the most part. I do like the more Japanese instrumentation they used for the rearrangements for Aquarium Park.
Oh yeah, I actually want to... I kind of want to buy Sonic Colors next time it goes on sale because there's a mod that basically fixes the game.
That's good.
It's Sonic Colors re-rainbowed, and in that mod you have an option for it to play the original song in the main level, and then in the extra acts it plays the remix.
That's cool.
So I'm like, that might be a fun way. Anyway,
mm-hmm.
back to topic.
Yeah, sorry, just a short tangent, just because I like this song.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, the Eclipse Cannon is about to blow up. Shadow and Eggman team up. Shadow pushes first of all, Shadow takes off his inhibitor rings, which is sick as hell. Why don't the games do that?
So apparently, this which makes it even weirder to me. Apparently, Ian Flynn wanted to have that occur in Shadow Generations, but they told him no.
Why?
I don't know.
My best guess is that was a thing that the anime came up with, and that was only referenced in. Maybe it's just because Sonic 06 and they don't want to acknowledge Sonic 06, but they also had Kingdom Valley in the very same game, so I don't know, man.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird because the inhibitor rings are a fun concept. I do agree that they shouldn't overutilize them.
Yeah,
but
especially for
them at least.
Yeah, especially it would make sense for Shadow Generations because he needs to fight his super final boss that he had to fight with Super Shadow last time, but he doesn't have all 7 Chaos Emeralds because Sonic is doing that at the same time. So, but it would make sense for him to go Super and use his inhibitor rings, but no.
Yeah.
Although the one problem with him taking off his inhibitor rings here is it's never explained. If you're just a movie watcher, if you just want to watch the newest kids movie, then then they're like, why did Shadow take off his handcuffs? It's cuffs at the end of the movie. Because he does it, but they never explain why he does it.
Yeah, that again, another weird thing about this movie that I was gonna say at the end, but they don't really explain a lot of Shadow's abilities and things about him.
They just say he has chaos power.
Yeah.
Everything else is just a reference to the hit video game, the Sonic Adventure 2 Battle for the Nintendo GameCube.
Even if just for a short minute, a short second, he says something about taking them off and why.
Yeah, something like, "Oh, I'm gonna need to use my full strength for this," and then he takes off the inhibitor rings. You could,
or something. I don't know.
Interpret that. Hold on.
Yeah, it's weird.
Oh fudge! What is this song? Hold on, I can think of it. Oh, it's Zero Gravity. I think it's the water level.
Yeah.
Aquatic theme, Sonic Rider Zero Gravity, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, it's a cool reference, but, I mean, unless they explain it later.
Yeah, maybe they will.
In the Tails and Stone show.
I'm pushing for it.
Anyway, so Eggman knows he's about to die because he's like holding off the cannon as long as he's holding off the explosion as long as possible. So he wants to give one last goodbye, I love you message. And who does he call? None other than Agent Stone. It was not unrequited love the whole time. Eggman had feelings for him the whole time.
Sorry, you're stranded in London now.
I'm sorry you're stranded in London now. But Eggman, hi Toast, how's it going? We're talking about the end of the movie now. You're just in time to hear me rant about gayness.
You're just in time for the toxic yaoi.
Because at the very end, as Eggman is about to die, he sends a message to Stone. He does a live stream on his Twitter.com to Agent Stone, and he's like, Agent Stone, I'm sorry about all the mean things I said to you. I love you. I just couldn't find a way to tell you how I really felt about you. You know, I was just being a tsundere, I think is what the exact quote was.
Sure.
Honey, I'm sorry I lost you. But yeah, he does say, you're not just a sycophant, you're a sycophant. And then, he's like, I love the way that you make your, the Austrian goat milk lattes.
Yeah.
Also, unrelated note, but speaking of Austrian milk, listen, I know that's a stretch, but I'm gonna have no other opportunity to show this meme.
What?
Okay, that's all I had to say. Okay, that's all I had to say.
Oh.
Wait, what was that image? Don't worry about it. Anyway. What were you gonna say?
I don't know.
What? Don't worry about it. So yeah, Eggman gives Stone one last goodbye. My eyes. It was just a cooked chicken. What? Don't think about it too hard. Don't think about it too hard. So yeah, Eggman specifically says you're my sicker friend, and I love the way that I'm gonna miss your Austrian goat milk lattes. That chicken looked different. Don't worry about it. And then Eggman dies. And then Dr. Stone, with tears in his eyes, says, "Goodbye, Doctor." And then he turns and walks away. I'm gonna miss those juicy lips of yours, Dr. Stone. I'm gonna miss that
Whoa, easy there.
Sculpted chest of yours. I told you before, there was a very sensual head shaving scene earlier on. And also, Eggman stripped Stone naked.
Alright, easy there.
I'm just saying. Anyway, goodbye, my love. Sayonara, Eggman the human.
It's so weird that she said. Again, another case of weird translation for that game.
What?
Why should you say sayonara?
Oh, they change it from sayonara. They change it from adios, Shadow the Hedgehog, to sayonara. Actually,
yeah.
I actually like that translation. Because...
Well, I know you would.
Because I think, especially like outside of me being a weeb, but definitely like in like the 90s, 2000s, like people did know like sayonara as like another way to say goodbye in a fancy different language.
At the same time, adios is very
adios works, I guess.
Too. Yeah, it was just, I mean,
but hey,
a silly thing.
Hey, Dom, that gives me another opportunity to rant about inconsistent English dubs.
Yeah. However, I will say that it was Sega of Japan's fault for this one.
Okay, I'm another opportunity to complain about inconsistent English dubs is in Sonic Adventure 2 they changed sayonara they changed adios to sayonara Shadow the Hedgehog. But then in the very next game, Shadow the Hedgehog, when that line is used, they instead of saying adios or sayonara, they just say goodbye forever, Shadow the Hedgehog. It's dumb. Yeah. It's stupid. They just directly translated adios.
Yeah, that's weird. They brought it back though, it's fine. It's just weird. It's just, again, weird that Maria would say sayonara.
It's also weird how she would say adios.
It's true.
It's listen.
I'm saying it's weird on all fronts.
It's a callback, okay? They wanted to make it 1-to-1 when Maria was saying goodbye to Shadow, never to see him again. They wanted to call back to that line when Sonic was saying goodbye to Shadow, never to see him again. So bad for
translators.
So in that context of they wanted to make that callback explicit, and they needed to make something other than just bye. Hi, Tevin. This is the reason why this discussion of a 2-hour movie went to 3 hours, is because I was just waiting for everyone else to join the stream.
Yeah. Also, Tevin, I did get your DM. That was funny.
Well, you want to share with the rest of the class, Mr. GigaThunders?
It was just
you passing notes in my stream?
It's a very short clip of like, how do I explain this? So there's a Pokemon mod for Minecraft.
I know Pokecraft.
Yeah, it's Cobblemon at the moment now.
Oh, but, Cobblemon.
There's a Pokemon. This is the thing, because it's Gen 9 Pokemon, you don't know what it is. But there's a Pokemon called Tandemouse, where it is 2 mice.
I watched the anime. I know the mouse.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it's Tandemouse, and when you defeat them, one of them falls over dead. The other one picks them up, and like they start screaming at the air. I can just send you the video, but it's very silly.
I will take your word on it. Oh, Mickey Mouse. Anyway, Shadow and Eggman both die, which is it's a cool way to do it without just being Sonic Adventure 2, and also kills Eggman, which is the second movie in a row where Eggman has been presumed dead. I think it's just because Jim Carrey wants to keep it open whether or not he's coming back for another movie.
Yeah, he did say he would be fine with being him in Sonic 4 as well. Though, however, it's going to be a little hard to bring him back after this one.
After he died in a nuclear explosion. Don't worry about it. Anyway, later on, the Team Knuckles and the gang go camping, and Tom's still alive, and the dog still has a personality. Just wanted to give some form of acknowledgement. Okay then. Hold on.
Wait, go back, because we have to bring out the point that they lived and survived, and Sonic's like, I'm sorry, I tried to use my power for revenge.
Oh yeah, Sonic was like, I should have never distrusted my friends, I'm sorry. Because yeah, he learned that lesson earlier when he didn't kill Shadow. Honey, I love you, Eggman says to Doctor, then Eggman explodes cutely. You mean Stone? But yes. Same thing. And then, okay, I will explicitly say, for anyone who has the stream muted, the 2 post-credit scenes, because there were 2 post-credit scenes, we are talking about the post-credit scenes. No, you have been warned.
Yeah. 3, 2, 1, called it.
Called it. I think actually you called it more than me, because we were both like, they might do Amy, but then they're like, but I'm like, that would be, they can't do another Sonic clone after they just did Shadow. But no, they didn't. They do.
Yeah, they did too.
Because yeah, in the after credit scene they have first of all, I love that I love the after credit scene is be like low poly like Sonic Adventure 2, because that fits, because the first 2 Sonic movies had like sprite art, because those games are like adapting like Sonic 1 and Sonic 3, which were sprite games, and this game is loosely based off of Adventure 2, which is like a low poly Dreamcast game, so the ending themes match up with it.
Yeah.
Although it is very cursed to see classic Shadow, and also they still have the problem of classic Sonic with blue arms.
I made my point about the blue arms already.
Not to be confused with the black arms.
Yeah.
But no, specifically in the ending, where it's supposed to be classic Sonic, like he has black eyes.
Yeah, it is weird.
Like, especially in the first 2 movies where it's a sprite.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Sonic and Knuckles and Tails, Team Knuckles, are doing their race, and Sonic overshoots and ends up in New York. and then is
As you
attacked.
do.
As you do. Which I'm not sure where they were supposed to be, but definitely not New York. They were in Green Hills something something.
Yeah.
Not Los Angeles. That's all I
Yeah.
remember. Anyway, and then he gets attacked by evil Sonic, and Sonic's like, haha, you good cosplay, bro.
We'll play it out a little better. It's literally Metal Sonic.
What did I say?
Evil Sonic.
Oh. It is literally just Metal Sonic, like the actual design from the game. Like, it's Sonic EXE, yeah.
Oh my god, no. But yeah, it is. Yeah, Metal Sonic shows up.
Somebody said that the novel of, you know, Ready Player One?
Yes.
The novel of the sequel to Ready Player One references Sonic EXE. So, live with that knowledge, like I have to.
A little weird.
But yeah, so Sonic defeats Metal Sonic, and then a whole bunch of other Metal Sonics show up, and I was like, whoa, what the fuck? And I'm like, that's a cool way to do it.
Isn't that like a thing somewhere?
Maybe in some of the comics. I don't know. I don't remember ever there being like
someone
an
mentioned
army.
a term.
I know in the comics, like the metal virus happens, but that's not turning everyone into
the Metalics.
Nope, don't know.
Yeah, it's a comic thing.
Okay, that's why I don't know. But yeah, if they have to bring in Metal Sonic directly after having another evil Sonic, that's an interesting way to do it. And then, oh my gosh, a hammer flies down, and oh my gosh, there's a mysterious hooded figure that takes the hood down. Oh my gosh, it's Rosie the Rascal.
Yeah, Amy shows up, which also just, you know, cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's you can't beat the hype of Shadow in the ending of Sonic 2.
Yeah. So my thing was like, at first it was like, oh yeah, because I was like, all right, yeah, I figured it was gonna be Amy, but then it made me think, oh, are they doing a CD movie?
A CD movie? I don't think
because it's Metal and Amy, so like I feel like, I mean, it's probably not going to be note for note CD, but
like
probably
like the games that adapted Sonic 3 and Sonic Adventure 2, yeah.
Yeah, like maybe like a similar thing. I'd kind of be okay with that because it could be interesting.
CD movie. Sonic compact disc, but instead of CD, it's a DVD. Sonic. Yeah, name of the fourth Sonic movie: Sonic DVD.
Yeah.
Sonic Panasonic Blu-ray.
Sonic Laserdisc.
Sonic Laserdisc. What were you saying?
Because, I mean, it's been a while, and I've been wanting to replay it. I just haven't yet.
Of Sonic compact disc.
Yeah, because I feel like cinemifying that could be interesting. Like if just all of a sudden Little Planet shows up, that could just be a little interesting in its own way.
Yeah. I do like the idea of.
I don't think it'll straight up be a CD, like note for note CD.
Yeah,
but like maybe taking some notes from it could be interesting.
Like having Little Planet show up. Because they could do that, because Little Planet is like a mysterious planet that only like appears every so often, so they could be like, I don't know, man, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
But I was not particularly excited because it's like we kind of called it, and Amy is like one of those things like, why was she not in the movie series already? She was definitely going to continue being in the movie. Hold on, we got Speed Highway song. Sorry, go on. But everyone, but the people in the theater seemed really excited. The little kids were like, "That's Amy the Hedgehog!" And the mom's like, "Yeah, we gotta go. The credits are over." I'm like, no, mom, you don't understand. That's Amy. It's Metal Sonic and Amy.
Yeah, I do think Metal Sonic added to it because I feel like if it was just Amy, it'd be a little weird. But even then, like I'm still like like I said this before, I think. But regardless of who shows up, I'm gonna be like, oh, okay, cool. I'm gonna be excited for it.
This is a moment in history, Mom. Like we're gonna be late. We got home. And then, but fools on them. But yeah, listen. I don't know how they could top this movie, but I definitely am not opposed to a Sonic 4.
Mm-hmm.
I'm interested to see what they do.
Yeah.
And then there was a second post-credit scene that nobody saw either time because everyone saw the first post-credit scene and was like, okay, that was it, let's go home. But if you sit through like the actual credits, there's another one that just shows that Shadow's alive.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, that was another one that was kind of like, it's cool to see, but also, yeah, we kind of knew that was gonna happen. I do like how they showed it here, because like, yeah, it was obvious he was gonna come back just like in the games, but they just didn't, you know, I don't know. They didn't make us. They didn't make us wait until the next game.
Yeah, there was like a split second moment. I'm like, are they actually gonna die? I'm like, nah, they're not gonna do that.
They're not gonna do that.
And then
he's gonna be in the. We're gonna have the. He's gonna make a cameo in the Tales and Stone series.
Yeah, they'll bring a very small note to the Black Arms, like with the Flames of Disaster.
Okay. And then the only thing left in my notes is I listed all the references I could think of, and I think we hit on all of them. Prison Island, the Shao Garden. They had the Eclipse Cannon, but not Arc. They also had Gamma on the desk. The Shadow of 5 shot. The Akira bike slide. The SA2 line.
Yeah.
I do what?
Oh, while we're on it still, people are once again, unsurprisingly, being a little weird about how Amy will be portrayed in the movie.
Don't worry about it.
And here's the thing.
That's probably why Amy was not in the series up until now.
Because people are going to be like, oh, are they just going to completely like throw out the whole like crush thing? And it's like, no, I'm sure they're going to keep that. And even the people are thinking like that's gone now from like the games, but no, they just want to dial it back. That's all they've wanted to do for now, I think, is the case.
Amy's only personality nowadays is just tarot cards.
That is not true. People just get really weird about like, oh, they brought this one thing towards this character, that means it's the only thing. No, they literally, especially in Frontiers, she had a whole thing. She had a whole arc during her section.
Yeah.
She literally did. And now, that's the thing. People are like choosing to ignore it just to like focus on that one thing. And it's like, the part literally happened. You're choosing to ignore it for no goddamn reason.
Dom, it's okay. It's okay.
I'm gonna be mad about it.
I'm gonna be mad about it.
Because Sonic fans suck.
Dom, it's okay. It's okay. The Sonic fans aren't gonna hurt you.
I know, I'm gonna hurt them.
I'm gonna hurt them!
For exactly like what you said there. Like, Amy had this whole thing about like, she wants to like move on and like be like, help out the rest of the world in her own faction, but God forbid they brought the tarot cards out. This thing that's been around since friggin' Sonic, at least Sonic Heroes. And it's like, God, shut up. Just get over it.
Okay, simmer down there. I know. It's okay. Come here, buddy.
I just hate people.
Come here, buddy. It'll be okay. Come here.
It's the thing. I'm not even arguing with you about this. It's the case of like people just get really weird about all this because it's the case of like she could have more than one personality trait.
Take a breath, please, Dom. I think I see your face going red and steam coming out of your ears. Are you eating hair? No, I'm comforting him in his time of need.
It's just the case of like,
don't look at the VOD.
People get so very. I already saw it. It's just people get so overly crazy about this, where like they add a new thing to this character and people are like, oh, well, that's the only thing they're going to talk about now. It's like, no, that was Amy's whole issue before. Do people not forget in 06 where she was a consistent failure of the Bechdel test?
Oh yeah.
And then continue to be that for a while in the games? This is just what gets me. It's the case of people were getting
old good, new bad.
It's that, but it's the case of for the longest time, people were talking about like, oh, I hate that Amy's entire personality is just going after Sonic. And that's been the thing since like Heroes Onward and all that. Now they're trying to listen to that and dial back that whole part of her and making more parts towards her. And now people are getting mad about the thing of like, oh, well, why are you doing that? You asked for it. You asked for it.
It's okay to let all your anger out, Dom.
Oh, I could go further, but it's just like, it's so weird to me where like people were complaining about this issue for so long and they're fixing it now and now they're getting mad about it. that they're fixing it. It's like, what the hell do you people want? And it
Do
comes
it
down to
better. Do it better.
it's fine. They can't fix it in one game is the thing.
Mm-hmm.
And people are people are like why aren't they fixing all of it right away? It's like they can't. They can't. They've been having this inconsistency for so long. They need to take some time to fix all of this. And now that they're trying to fix it, people are getting mad about it, and it's so weird to me because the stuff cannot get fixed in a single time. It is annoying. You're right. It's annoying because it's the age-old statement. Sonic fans don't know what they want.
I agree. I'm not as angry about it as you were, but I agree.
I just hate people because it's all of.
Cat also agrees with you.
Okay. It's just me when the fan base doesn't know what they want and they get mad about the thing that they were whining about before.
Well, you know, I don't think it's necessarily all the same people. I think it's a lot of like different people
It's
who
probably
want
not, but it's
different things. Even Kitty Cat wants to fight now.
But again, I'm not. Then I don't want this to be misconstrued. I do think the whole thing for Amy wanting to liking Sonic is fine. You just don't make it her entire personality trait.
Yeah.
I'm fine with them dialing it back and making it so she can have other personality traits to go along with that.
We just want
They've been doing
better
that in the
written...
comic for a while. They've been doing that in the comic for a while now.
We just want better written characters.
Yes, and they're working towards that.
Yeah.
They had a game where the writer who has been making the characters look good for a while now, they're doing that now. It's not going to be fixed in a single game.
Okay.
Give it time, is what I'm saying. Stop. People need to just relax. If by 2 games, here's the thing. If by 2 games it doesn't get fixed, you can tell me I'm wrong. You can clip that if you want. I'm fine with that.
You can clip that.
Just if it is still horribly inconsistent by like 2 games now, you can tell me I'm wrong. I'm fine. But for the love of God, just give it time.
Yeah.
This stuff takes time. Character writing can't be 2 decades long of bad character writing can't be fixed in one day.
Anyway, the stream is like well over time.
Yes, let them cook. Yes. Sorry, that has been stewing in my brain for a while. I
Oh
hate
yeah,
people.
don't worry, let it out, girl. Reminds me of that one post of like, I love it when the washing machine gets to the angry part. Like, yes, girl, let it out. All anger was out. Oh, don't worry.
Yeah.
Dom definitely has a lot more anger than that.
I could be more mad, but I'm too tired to be mad.
Too tired to be mad. Did you get out at least most of
my
it?
own inhibitor rings on my anger is me being tired.
Did you let
Being a sleepy little guy.
Did you let most of it out at least?
For now.
For now. Anyway, closing thoughts on the movie. I liked it a lot.
Good.
Definitely the best movie by far.
For sure.
Because the first movie was like, eh. I mean, it was like
it was a setup, so it was bound to be just like okay.
Yeah, I mean, it had a cool relationship of Sonic and Tom, but other than that, it was like, eh. And the second movie was good because it was an actual like Sonic movie, but yeah, it had like bad implementation of the humans.
Yep.
But this one, like the humans like mattered. Oh, also Tom is alive. I don't know if I mentioned that.
Yeah, he's fine.
Because
he got better.
He comes out of the tent with like a cast, and he's fine.
Yeah, even though he was punched in the stomach, how did it affect his arm? Whatever.
That's a good question, actually. Yeah, first movie was introduction, but like, yeah, this movie I think definitely nailed it. That's why I'm like not super excited about the fourth movie because I'm like, I don't see how it gets better than this.
Yeah, I'm fine with it. I'm like, and that's the thing. I think. Yeah, it's definitely not going to be top, but I think people need to be okay with the fact that not everything needs to be an insane blockbuster peak fiction or everything. Some things can just be okay.
Yeah. My tier list is Sonic 1, Knuckles Show, Sonic 2, Sonic 3.
Mm-hmm.
And the only reason I put the Knuckles Show that low is because it's a little long and full of advertisements. But I definitely like the Knuckles Show a lot. Again, you should watch it if you're interested.
I'll probably give it a shot at some point.
Yeah, and I like that it did, it took inspiration from Sonic Adventure 2, but just wasn't Sonic Adventure 2 the movie. It took its own unique spin on it. It told its, like, own story.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it still had the same overall theme of revenge bad. Don't do that.
Yeah.
But here it's like, you know, make good choices. You know, it's what you do with the gift of life that determines who you are, stuff like that. And I like the continuation of Sonic's character arc, because in the like first two movies they were trying to teach him like responsibility and like how to interact with like other people and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So you can definitely, and he had a bit of a learning moment in this movie where he went all evil, and he wanted to go out for revenge, but he's like, no, I don't want to end up just like Shadow. I want to be good, and then that inspired Shadow to be good. Hey, look, Sonic's actions inspiring other characters to better themselves. It's almost like it's a Sonic thing, like in the main games.
Like theming.
Yeah, I definitely like the parallel of Sonic and Shadow, of like Shadow is just like Sonic if Sonic wasn't good. But then Shadow was good at the end, so that's cool.
Yeah.
My same question goes for Sonic Adventure 2, bringing Shadow back, is what else do you do with Shadow's character that hasn't already been done? Like, what do they do with Shadow now? It's the same question that the main games have. Like, what do you do with Shadow now? Who knows? He can learn Chaos Control.
I'm saying, make him be like a little bit like lead in towards the Sonic rivalry. Have him be like a little bit cocky about it. Let him have an ego as a treat.
Yeah. And can we have Team Dark back together? That's actually the spin-off series I want, is Shadow meeting Omega and Rouge and forming Team Dark. I just want more Team Dark.
Yeah, that is still weird to me that like I mean, obviously not Omega because he didn't show up until Heroes, but just Rouge not being a part of this at all is just weird to me. Also, the Bio Lizard.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say that. I was dead wrong at the end of the Sonic 2 stream. I was like, oh, they're definitely gonna have at least like a reference to the Bio Lizard. No, Bio Lizard is not in this movie at all.
Yeah,
I'll take that L. I'll take that L.
No, I was kind of surprised because like Bio Lizard just wasn't implemented. Period. That's crazy to me.
Yeah, there was no.
But I guess it makes sense for how they made this work out. That Shadow wasn't.
Shadow wasn't like created or like, and they weren't trying to do anything to like heal Maria. So
yeah,
there's no reason unless the Bio Lizard also fell from a meteor in space. I don't know. They could have had it where they were like trying to harness Shadow's energy to like make another copy of him, so they could have so the government could have their own Shadow.
Yeah,
they could still do that.
Yeah.
Oh, another possible idea of what you could do with Shadow's character is explain where he came from. Because at the beginning of the,
I feel like they have to bring it up at some point. Because like,
yeah, at the beginning of the movie, they're like, Shadow's like, "Why do you look like me?" And Sonic's like, "Why do you look like me?"
And they never really bring that up. Yeah.
Yeah, and in the games, it's explained why they look alike, but in the movie continuity, he came from the shadows.
If the shadows are a meteorite, then yes.
Oh, dude, we got more Sonic 06 music. Sorry. I'm just trying to think. Yeah, my theory is that Shadow and Sonic are definitely related in a way. Maybe, I don't know. I definitely think the Black Arms theory might have some weights. Because the meteorite definitely...
Because, yeah, it's got to be the Black Comet.
He came from space. The meteorite definitely looked a little bit like Black Armsy. So they could definitely go with that. They could do.
That's my theory. Is that it broke off the Black Comet and maybe it'll come back at some point.
But then that still doesn't explain why he looks like Sonic.
We'll get that part when we get there.
We'll get that part. They're long lost siblings, long lost cousins.
That could be interesting. Like maybe wherever he was originally from, like maybe Shadow was like there too, and then like maybe he got taken and was like mutated with the Black Arm stuff.
Yeah, or maybe the Black Arm saw baby Sonic and no, because that Shadow predates Sonic in this continuity.
Yeah, so I feel like because he also has like Sonic's powers, so I would assume they come from like a similar place.
Yeah, but it's definitely a case where Shadow came first.
Yeah, so that's why I think he's from the same planet. It's just he was taken by the Black Arms and then mutated.
Yeah,
that's my guess.
We might find out, or we might never find out.
That's gonna be my soapbox. Actually, I'm kind of into it.
So yeah.
Chaos Energy Sonic's genes.
Stop using that nerd emoji. I don't want to do the nerd voice. You're just making me want to do the nerd voice again. Make it stop. Get out of my head. Chaos Energy and Sonic's genes. Sonic wasn't even alive at that point, unless we are assuming that Sonic, it's over 50 years old.
Yeah, he was just a baby for a long time.
He was just a baby for a really long time. Don't worry about it.
That's where the time stones come in for CD.
Don't.
That is absolutely a joke.
Yeah, I'm like, maybe, you know, when Sonic, when Longclaw died and Sonic got sent to the Earth, maybe something got screwy and he got sent 50 years in the future. I don't know. Don't think about it too hard.
That's where Silver comes in.
That's where Silver comes in.
Oh, now he's for it.
Now he's for what?
Now you were into what I was saying when I mentioned Silver.
Oh, I've always been a Silver supporter from the day one.
No, I know. I was just saying. I said one thing, and you were like, "Eh," and then I said Silver, and you're like, "Oh, maybe that one."
Okay, yeah, you sold me on Silver. Anyway, yeah.
Right, I forgot. Do the rewrites. Time stone equals bad, right?
Anyway, so questions is why does Shadow look like Sonic, and where did he come from? Where the fuck did Amy come from? Cause like Sonic is like, who are you? And clearly Amy is also like a hedgehog like Sonic, so maybe they all came from the same place, and maybe Amy will be like, I'll tell you about your true past, about your true parents, and because it's also weird that Sonic has an owl mom.
Eh.
So maybe they might explain, maybe Sonic, Shadow, and Amy are all like from the same like bloodline or something, I don't know. Not the same bloodline, but like from the same species, from the same clan.
Maybe.
And then the other question I have is, who's the next bad guy?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because who made Metal? I mean, Metal Sonic, the Metal Sonics maybe, but like, was actually his babysitter. Yeah,
that is an interesting notion though, because Eggman did not make Metal Sonic here. That's as far as we know. So like, who did that?
Yeah, I don't know when Eggman would have made Metal Sonic. Maybe.
Yeah, so it's some outside force that we haven't seen yet.
He was on the Mushroom Planet between 1 and 2, and then between 2 and 3, he was presumed dead and watching soap operas.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, and he was in his depression episode.
He was in his depression phase. You know what? Know who I want to have the next bad guy is?
Who?
Stone, 100%. I want him to go through his.
That's the thing. I do like the idea. Either path he takes is either like he just becomes a helper to Sonic and everybody, or he just takes the helm of the next Eggman.
I want him to go full emo, like he is tragically depressed after losing the love of his life, and he goes full like evil supervillain. He has this like long cloak and like goth makeup, and he is all like, I must destroy the world that took my love from me. I'll pay you, Sega, please give me.
I'm fine on either route if he like. Yeah, if he like becomes the new villain, or if he just helps everybody else out.
He'll get the long emo cut. Hell yeah! I'm 100% on board of Emo Stone being the next villain. I will finish what he started.
So yeah, but yeah, that's still the major question for me at the moment. Is like, who made Metal Sonic then? And so many of them.
You took what I loved the most. They can't do the revenge plot again, right? Don't worry about it. Anyway, yeah, good movie. I like the themes. I like the themes of it's, you know, a Pokemon, the first movie of the circumstances of one's birth is irrelevant. It's what you do with the gift of life that makes you who you are.
Thank you, Mewtwo.
I like the what? Thank you, Mewtwo. I like the line, the light is there even when the star is gone. That's sick as hell. I love good quotes in movies. What kind of... I like good quotes in movies, and I like good theming in media. But yeah, I think, I wrote as a movie, still nothing too special. No, I think it is a great effing movie.
Yeah, it's good.
I disagree,
It's just a genuinely good movie.
It's just even better as a Sonic fan. Might be one of my new favorite movies. That's partly why I wanted to watch it again, because I'm like, okay, the initial hype of watching it the first time, I was driving home, going blasting "Live and Learn" in the car speakers. Live and learn, hanging on the edge. Okay, but even watching it a second time, I'm like, no, this movie's great. I love it.
Yeah, it's good.
What is your ranking of the video game movies? With the 3 Sonic movies, the Mario movie, and Detective Pikachu.
That would be hard. If I just, you would have to let me stew on that. But for just Sonic and I mean, yeah, it's just 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3, yeah. I would say 1, 2, 3. I think for the Pikachu movie, I didn't hate the Pikachu movie. I think I'd put it between honestly, 1 and 2.
To rank the Pikachu, I would have to rewatch it because I have not seen it since it came out, which is 2019.
I just rewatched it like less than a year ago, so
okay, I should do that. I do kind of want to do that at some point.
But yeah, it's not like a super great movie, but it's not like a bad movie. It's a cool like Pokemon movie. So I think I would put it between Sonic 1 and 2.
As for the Mario, I feel like I'd put it between...
Hate it, 0 out of 10, hate it.
I'd put it between 1 and 2. No. Because, no, I feel like I would put 1... No, that's hard.
I don't know, because I also think that's hard, because Mario movie has the same problem as Sonic 1, where it's just like a generic kids movie that just so happens to have a video game character in it.
Yeah, but I feel like the spectacle of it, because it's genuinely good animation.
Yes. Okay, yes. So... As much as I hate the Mario movie, I definitely like how it looks. It definitely looks... Yeah. Really that's pretty.
That's where it gets me, because like the story's like it's like sure whatever, but that's the thing, like the animation's really good in that movie.
Yeah, I don't know, I still kind of like Sonic's character arc in the first movie of him, you know, losing his parent, and
that's where I'm at. So I think I might put like one is like just has a very slight edge over the Mario movie. Yeah,
this is definitely Battle of the Mids.
Yeah,
it's like which mediocre video game movie is worse?
Okay movie do you prefer?
Which 6 out of 10 movie is better?
Yeah, exactly.
Battle of the Mids. Is there any other definitely the 90s Mario movie is definitely the best video game movie.
It goes above all.
It goes above all, obviously.
I was still delightfully surprised by rewatching that. I was like, oh, this is actually kind of fun.
Did you, like, when we watched it, or...
When we watched it, yeah.
Okay.
Because I had not seen it for, like 15 years maybe before we watched it. So I was super young and didn't remember it a lot. But yeah, I was delightfully surprised by that one. Yeah, I would have to rewatch Detective Pikachu. If I go by from what I remember, it might slightly go above Sonic 1, but just like very slightly. But I would have to rewatch it because I don't remember a lot from it.
I'd have to say it has like theming and uniqueness going for it, because it's not just like, you know, Pokemon but movie. It's like, you know, a detective movie, and it has like that kind of going for it. It has but it also has the opposite problem that the Mario movie does, where it's absolute sin to look at.
Yeah, because like, see, no disrespect to like the CG animators or whatever, but some of those guys did look a little, because that is kind of the thing of like seeing Pokemon in real life. I'm having this conversation. A lot of Pokemon just don't translate well as like a real thing.
I still have nightmares about furry Jigglypuff and Mr. Mime.
Yeah, that one reminds me of something where people were like, I don't like the idea of Pikachu having fur, and then someone said, would you prefer him to be fleshed like a Simpsons character?
No. I prefer him to be stylized.
Yeah, so that's why. So like, hairy Jigglypuff like just makes sense. Because would you rather her be flesh?
I'd rather not look at it.
I mean, obviously, realistically, I'd rather her be Kirby, esque, but you know.
When's a live action Kirby movie coming out? Furry Jigglypuff. Do you not remember? Okay, you know, if I have to have this image seared into my brain, then you have to as well.
Mr. Mime made me genuinely uncomfortable, though. I guess that was the point.
Oh, I hate it. Oh, I hate it. Oh, I hate it. What?
I kind of want to re-look at it now. Are you gonna show
I'll pull it up on stream.
Okay.
Hold on. If I can stomach looking at it long enough to put it on stream.
I'll Google it if I have to.
It's okay. I'm almost there. There. The deed is done. Don't make me look at it. I'm out of here.
What I think it's not the hair that it's the eyes that make me uncomfortable.
It's the everything. It's the everything. It's the everything. It's the everything that I hate about it.
No, because I see where you're coming from, but it's also the case of like it's not an affront to God as you would make it out to be, but it doesn't look right.
It's an affront to God.
The only thing I dislike about it is the eyes. Like they look too dilated. But I mean that's kind of what Jigglypuff looks like anyway. The mouth looks off. It looks like that looks too real.
Also,
and I don't like the hair in the ears.
The hair in the ear
make sense to me.
Just try to, like, every time I look at it, I'm like, okay, Jigglypuff's supposed to be like a balloon Pokemon, and then I'm just imagining like holding a furry balloon, and it's like, oh, get it out of here.
Yeah, I'm not saying like I'm like saying, oh, it's actually kind of cute. No, it's not great, but I'm trying to, I don't know how to explain this, but it's not horrid, but it's not great either.
Psyduck
So
also looks really bad.
I will admit, looking at it again, like my brain's trying to process it, and it's like, because like it's because like
I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
Yeah, it's again the case of Pokemon were not designed to be realistic.
Yeah.
They are incredibly stylized characters.
Hold on, where's that file on my computer? It needs to leave.
Which I will give going back to that. I have to say the animation for going back to the actual topic of what we were talking about.
Sonic Hedgehogs?
Yeah, like the whole the way these characters animate are very good because I'm going to quote just a video that I've watched a while back, which is very good. I think people should watch it. It's like an hour-long video just like reviewing all of the animation for every single Sonic game.
Oh yeah.
These characters are very difficult to animate, so when they can make it work, it's very good because a lot of the games have what the video noticed was they have the mascot suit problem,
where it looks like characters like people in a mascot costume.
Yeah.
Where they're like their big hands and head and hands seem very awkward.
Yeah, so this movie did it really good where like they dialed back on like the massive hands because in a lot of the games like they're just so big that like they're just looks like a nightmare to work with.
That's my hottest take is that Sonic cutscene should not be in 3D. We just need Sonic animate. We just need like 2D animated cutscenes.
But then I go back to the thing of like anytime Marza or Blur did it, they did it pretty good.
Yeah, I was just thinking that Dark Beginnings looks really good, but Dark Beginnings was like, you know, not like a
Yeah, that one's heavily stylized, but even like the like pre-rendered cutscenes of Shadow 05, obviously the intro to Unleashed, which is still the greatest piece of cinema ever for Sonic to hit Sonic, and like even the cutscenes in Shadow Gens, like those just they knew how to work with the character proportions well enough.
Okay, I'm just saying if they have to do Sonic cutscenes on a budget, Sonic and the Black Knight. Just saying, that's all I'm saying.
No, I'm sort of with you there. Like those animatic cutscenes, those are still like very cool cutscenes. I like those. So
I think
yeah,
that's
I don't
also
know.
something that people really like about the comics is that the artwork looks very good. Dang, I praised the Sonic comics and Dom
Sorry,
didn't
no,
even...
you cut out again. Say it again.
Discord doesn't want me to praise the Sonic comics in front of Dom.
That's evil.
Something that people like about the Sonic comics is that the artwork looks very good. Because,
Yeah.
you know, these character designs were made for 2D.
Yeah, they work really well for that.
What did you send me?
Oh, the video said 10 cent.
I want the sad music too.
It's really good.
What did Tevin send me? Oh, Tevin sent me the same video.
The comic should be praised. Don't say that, it's toast. Did you read any of them after I sent you them?
Nope.
All right.
Also here, I have a relevant meme. Of someone taking a giant shadow doll stuck in a claw machine and photoshopping into the movie.
That's great. That's really good.
Meow. Meow? Anyone? Okay, not 100%.
Wait, I have to link you this one now in the replies.
I think we were just. I think we're about to show the same image.
Is it the Maria?
Oh no.
Well, no, the text just says that.
I was gonna be meow.
Oh no, hold on.
Because someone made a concept art for what if the Sonic never got. What if we got a Sonic 3, but Sonic never got a redesign?
Nah, I'm good. Nah, I'm alright.
I'm good. I'm alright. Let me actually reverse.
I'm having the reaction that you were having with the Jigglypuff.
Chaos Control?
Awful.
Get it out. Get it out of my face. Oh my gosh. I keep finding it, and I reverse Google image searched it, and all I find are people on TikTok stealing the image. Fandom.com. Okay, I can't find the original one. If anyone knows the original artist for this, let me know. Because I cannot find it. Smash. No, absolutely not.
Oh.
The original source for this shadow image.
Not what you said earlier, but or after that. But yeah, I don't know.
Neither do I.
Did you Google reverse image search it maybe?
Yeah, and all I could find is a bunch of TikToks and Reddit posts posting
Well,
that as a meme without any source.
I hate the internet.
I hate the internet. Girl, was it you? Yeah, I made this. I made this. Oh, hell yeah. Shout out to Sonic Adventure 1. I'm a little mad we didn't get Sonic Adventure 1.
There's still time.
There's still time. Maybe that's what the next movie is, because Amy was important to Sonic Adventure 1 plot. Maybe?
It's possible.
Girl, was it you? Anyway, this has gone on for almost 4 hours. Twice the length of the movie. But hey, you could have just...
the near 4-hour allegations.
You could have... Yeah, not beating the 4-hour streamer allegations. You could have just watched the movie twice.
Informed drone, yeah.
Girl, was it you? Who said that? Girl, was it you? Oh, not me making that image, but who said that? Don't worry about it. Listen, it's been late at night. We've been talking about Sonic for 4 hours.
That tracks for us.
Please, excuse me if I do not have the greatest reading comprehension at this state, in this mental state.
Mm-hmm.
I apologize, Toast. So see you in 2 years to talk about, to do another 4-hour podcast about Sonic 4.
Sonic 4 hours.
Sonic 4-hour discussion. I think it already has been confirmed for like 2027. Sonic movie 4. Is there going to be a Sonic movie 4? 2027.
That'd be really funny if they just showed those post-credit scenes. Like, actually, we're not doing a fourth movie.
Actually, no. We're gonna do another Paramount Plus series advertising Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah. No, this time it's Craigslist.
This time it's Craigslist. Oh my gosh! I found a bunch of articles talking about it, but I can't find an effing source.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Oh yeah, but I was like, I'm curious now who is gonna voice Amy.
Me.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so the Sonic Cinematic Universe.fandom.com cites Variety.com, which does not have a source.
Great.
So, that's cool.
Sometime between now and never.
Meow, 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 meow. It's like how, you know, okay, last unrelated tangent I remember. But yeah, all the uncited sources are saying 2027, which sounds accurate.
That makes sense.
Now the next one will be talking about the Zelda movie. So I think
that is happening, huh?
I think they did say something about the Zelda movie, yeah.
Did we ever get like any more info on that?
That might not actually be too bad, because like Zelda is like lends itself to a realistic setting, so we won't have any ugly Sonic or ugly Jigglypuff situations. And also, like, it wouldn't be too weird if we had like Chris Pratt plays Zelda, because like there's not just like one version of Link and Zelda and Ganondorf, so it could be like, oh, this is another, you know, version of the Zelda, you know. There's more wiggle room to do interesting things with the Zelda series compared to like anything else.
Yeah, though I think people were joking about Tom Holland being Link.
No, it's just gonna be Chris Pratt again.
I hope not.
It's gonna be Chris Pratt, it's gonna be Jack Black, and you're gonna effing like it. And it's also gonna be The Rock. The Rock is also gonna be in there too.
Jack Black's too busy being Steve, he can't. Oh god, are we gonna talk about the Minecraft movie?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Okay.
When does that come out?
We have to play the game first.
We're working on that. When does that come out? April 2025. Hell yeah.
Yeah,
that movie looks so bad. I can't wait to watch it. It's gonna be great. I can't listen. I'm not one for hate watching things, but I can make one exception.
It's just, for me, it's the case of all the things to make like quasi realistic. Why this?
Sorry, it's not the Minecraft movie. It's a Minecraft movie.
Right. But yeah, I know the case, like, you can't, like, a lot of big Hollywood movies would never do this, but the idea of the Minecraft movie being like just a silent movie of this dude like trying to survive would have been cool. Would have been neat.
No, they need to make it into a isekai with Jack Black.
I hate the words you just said.
I hate every word that came out of your mouth. Yeah. Anyway, last unrelated tangent. 2009 Zelda movie. I'm still mad about that because I fell for that because I was back when I was a dumb baby. The IGN like April Fool's video. Anyway, do you know the anime Ghost Stories?
No.
Okay, never mind. Tangent unrelated. Anyway, see y'all next time. It's the anime that has a funny dub that has a bunch of clips on YouTube. I've definitely shown you Ghost Story dub clips.
Okay, that sounds familiar.
I know it could never work between us, not because you're a rabbit, but because
Oh yeah, no, I remember.
Yeah.
That line aged poorly.
That clip, in particular, has 14 million views on YouTube. We're breaking up.
But yes, I remember seeing clips of that. Yeah.
Anyway,
I'm pretty sure you're the one who sent me them. Yes.
Mercury Falcon, not Fountain, Falcon made a good video about it, because for the longest time, everyone just kind of assumed, like, the prevailing story behind that dub was that that show bombed in Japan, so the rights holders were like, hey, here, take this show and do whatever you want with it, as long as it makes money. And that's why they were lax on that. But in that video, they were like, I researched that, and I can't find a good source about it. And so they theorized that was not the case, and that the writer just made it that way because he just wanted to make his own show. I don't know.
So going back to it, don't drink from a mercury fountain. You will die.
Me already drinking from a mercury fountain? Sorry, what were you saying? Sorry, you're saying something?
Say again? That's funny. We have fun here.
We have fun here. Oh, thanks for the advice. Yeah, could have used that advice a little sooner, Dom. Oh,
you're a little late on that one.
Meow, 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 meow. I was gonna look for a meme, but I can't find it.
Never beating the 4-hour allegations.
Never beating. It's not gonna be 4 hours. I know.
You have 10 minutes.
I don't have work tomorrow, but I still gotta sleep so I can shovel snow. Because that's probably what's gonna be happening tomorrow.
Have fun.
Have fun? Have fun, loser. You...
Sorry, I called you a loser that one time.
Nope, other than I just found this one meme of what are some fucked up animal facts? A question on Ask Reddit, and somebody just replied, my hamster bites me even though I am so nice to him. It's a good one. One of my favorites. This is one of my favorites. My hamster bites me even though I'm so nice to him. I'm like, you're right, that is a fucked up animal fact.
Snails have teeth.
Okay, that's okay. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed the stream.
Will it help if I also say that otters hold hands so they don't drift away from each other?
I know that. Otters are like
my fully otter guy, I'm sorry.
Spirit animal. Okay, don't ask me. Here, we'll do this picture. And the stream. I have 2 otters on my screen. That's crazy.
Where? I'm a
Where?
fox.
Let me see.
That's wrong.
Let me see. Share with the rest of the class. Anyway, my final advice for you is life hard, life dull, titty soft, titty warm. I should play the new Pokemon Snap.
Right.
Anyway.
I have no nostalgia for the original Pokemon Snap.
That's crazy. That's the most fucked up animal fact I've heard today. Okay, I just go sleep off music. I don't get the joke. You'll explain the joke later. I gotta go sleep. Anyway, movie's good, solid. I don't know. I don't want to give it a rating, but it's one of my favorite movies.
9.
Sure, 9 hedgehogs.
It made me happy.
9 hedgehogs out of 10. 9.8 hedgehogs out of 9.3 repeating hedgehogs out of 10. It had some cringe lines, and it had some plot contrivances and some weird editing, but other than that, it's a great movie.
Crush 40 out of 50.
Crush 40 out of 50? Honestly? Fair. Okay, more streams soon.
That made me think about Mighty number 9 out of 100.
Oh my god. Goodbye, everyone!
Have day all.
Have day. Until next time, stay fresh, cheese bags. Not enough Wade Wimple, 1 out of 10. I said not enough Wade Wimple, 1 out of 10. Okay, now we're actually ending. Goodbye. What?
I just very quickly said bye.
Oh, goodbye.
I have a new name. You don't have to show it on the stream.